I think we are
We are
live.
live.
Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for joining us tonight for some Scream 6, 7, and franchise chat. I've got my awesome guest, Brett Stuart, here with me tonight. How's it going, Brett?
Man, I am doing great, man. Woke up this morning and be honest with you, that really haven't been this happy in a very long time. I just woke up and man, just everything's going right in the world. It's my birthday month. I got everything with my friends. It's great. Freaking Josh is having me on his live stream talking about Scream 6. Like, what could not be more better? Man. So I've just truly been blessed today.
Well, I'm actually really glad to hear that, Brett. It's nice to hear that you're having a really great day.
Oh God, if you asked me like freaking like a week or two ago, man, I've never been stressed out in my entire life about so many things. But it's like the eye of the hurricane I'm in right now. So I'm trying to enjoy that calm period before it gets crazy again.
Well, I'm sure you'll be able to handle it now that you're past 1,000 subscribers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Congratulations, by the way. That's fucking awesome.
Thanks, man. It's just me and Brad worked so hard for it. So like
Oh,
we
I
just
know.
but you know what? We gotta work even harder now, man. So that's what we're trying to do. We just did a whole big rebrand on our channel. So we're just blessed, man. Again, just so many people that supported us, and you're a big supporter of ours. So
Oh, yeah. I always
it's
watch your guys'
awesome,
videos.
man. Like, but enough about me, man. You're making me all gushy over here. So
Let's see who we've got joining us in the chat here.
who do we
We
got?
have Lamontre Aguilar. Actually, I think I remember Lamontre from a previous stream. Is he
Yeah,
from some of your guys'
yeah,
streams?
man.
Yeah.
He's a patron of ours, so he
Oh,
always makes
sick.
sure he's a great supporter, along with a lot of people I'm seeing in the chat right now, all amazing supporters.
Yeah, we've got Ashton. We've got the one and only Chris Snyder, Mark
Yeah,
Jones. Let's see what else down here. Courtney Reed in the chat. How's it going,
Courtney,
Courtney?
what's going on, man?
Oh, we've got Kyle Curtis Flat in the chat. How's it going, Kyle?
Hola.
Tremaine Young. I don't think I've seen you before. Thanks for joining the chat, man.
Oh, hey,
Pumpkin
Tremaine
King.
Young, what's going on, man? I'll be honest with you. First time I've seen your name, but that means a lot. You saying that. Please subscribe to our channel and hang out with us on our live streams. I would love to get to know you more, dude. That was such a nice compliment. Thank you.
Oh, we got Fraser Rob in the chat. Good to see you, Fraser. Oh, my friend Kevin. I just went to the gym with him. Hey,
Oh,
Kev.
hell yeah.
Aw.
Yeah,
It's
I
good to.
agree.
Well, I'm hoping to get back into it now. I've kind of fell out of it for a bit, but hopefully this will be kickstarting me back into things. I'd like to actually upload a full review for Scream 6 in the channel. I've seen it 3 times now, and after my third watch, I think I like it even more now. There's just
Uh-oh.
so much to talk about with this movie. It's so good.
I don't like that whole I like it more. I'm like, uh-oh.
What do you mean?
I have a bad feeling we're going to be debating some today.
Oh, I mean, there's obviously issues with it, but I actually really some of the issues that I had the first 2 watches when I saw it the third time, they weren't as big of a deal to me. Like, there's definitely things I would change, like a certain someone who had no business surviving the movie. But
Plot armor.
we'll definitely get to all that. Oh, hey man. Oh, let me see here. Sorry, I'm coming. How's it going?
Hola.
Let's see here. Ashton Luck. Who's this Brett guy?
Man, he always gives me such a hard time. I'm just kidding, man. No, Ashton's a great supporter as well.
That's awesome. Thank you all for joining us, by the way. It means a lot to have you guys here chatting
He
with
doesn't
us.
like my hat, but I don't blame him.
Wait, let me enlarge so I can see your hat.
Okay, I'm in.
Oh,
If
the
you don't mind
champions?
my nasty hair.
Oh, mine's worse. Trust me, if I took mine off. Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, that's the Miami one, but we just recently won the Super Bowl for this pretty much this Super Bowl. So, Brother Fluff, I love that son of a bitch right there too.
Oh, hey, how's it going, man? Fluff Salisbury.
Cheeky
I definitely
monkeys.
recognize you. Hello, you cheeky monkeys, he says.
I'm pretty sure I shouldn't cuss for this particular weekend, but I'm doing my best not to because it's Easter weekend here in the USFA.
Well, guess what? Friday and Sunday are Easter related. Saturday is not, so you can cuss all you want.
Fuck yeah!
Also, we've got a couple drinks with us tonight. If anyone would like to join us for some drinks.
Dilly dilly. I was going to do the good high quality H2O, and I saw Josh had that drink. I'm like, damn, I can't. One of my rules says you can never leave somebody empty or drinking solo.
Yeah, you got to help a buddy out.
Absolutely, dude.
Now, before we jump into Scream 6 chat, I wanted to ask you something else.
Okay.
Now that it's been a year and a couple months since Scream 5 released, how do you feel about it all this time later?
Still love it from the first day I saw it at the theater. But this time around, like for the late rewatch of it before seeing Scream 6, I appreciate it a lot more for what it was trying to do. I thought it was a solid requel for the motives behind the Ghostface killings of all that, with trying to protect the franchises that we all know and love, like pretty much just making fun of toxic or horror fans,
Yeah.
which again I love it because that is a serious issue in today's time, is toxic fandom, and I really appreciate that a lot.
It's very relevant after Halloween Ends, especially after how much that divided everyone.
Oh my god, especially where Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022,
Yeah.
Halloween Ends. I'll tell you, that was just such a perfect time to drop toxic fandom.
Let's not forget Jeepers Creepers Reborn, but I think everyone can agree how horrible that movie was.
Oh my god, dude. We did a contest and I lost, and he made me watch that on a live stream. And it was
What? That's like the worst
awful.
punishment ever.
It was awful.
I didn't think it could get much worse than the third movie, and then the fourth one makes the third one seem like an Oscar winner. Like it's so bad. Oh my god.
Oh my
the
god,
CGI
dude.
was like some of the worst CGI I've ever seen in my life. Like just garbage.
Oh, so bad. But you know what? We recently had a contest. I won it, so I got a movie lined up for him. So
Is it going to be I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer?
no, it's not going to be that. I can't say it yet because
Okay.
I got to make sure he watches it before I can say what he watched.
Mark Jones, say what the fuck you want, Brett, man.
Fucking A right, I will.
Reborn is a pile of shit. A pile of shit is being nice, to be honest.
Being so nice.
Apparently, the creative team for 4 might come back for 5, and I'm like, did you not see the reaction to this movie online? It's fucking horrible.
I just don't see how you can mess up such a simple movie like that. Like, I don't. Like the second one, I think it's criminally I think it's underrated.
Oh,
But
I like the second one as much as the first. I love the second movie.
But like once we get into the third and the fourth one, we're just at a point of like, what the hell are we doing? Like, how did we just go so south with this franchise?
Even the third one, I can almost give a little bit of a pass to because it still fits in with the first. It's not good by any means, but after seeing how horrible Reborn is, I have to at least give some credit to the third movie because it's not as bad as that one, but very little credit.
But it's just what happened the last scene of 3. It just ruins everything.
When they link it to 1 and 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that was the one thing about the movie I liked, that it actually fit in the middle or whatever. But
well, the problem with that is if you're going to do that, everything you do before you kind of like reveal that has to be great.
I suppose, yeah.
And it just didn't for me. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, it didn't work quite as well as, like, spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen Final Destination 5. Like, mute us now if you haven't seen it. But how the end, you've seen it, right, Brett?
Oh yeah, because that is a perfect example you're about to get into.
Yeah, so the ending of Final Destination 5, they're getting on a plane, and then you realize it's the fucking plane from the first movie, and they all get killed in the explosion from the first movie. Like, that was such a great way to end that film. And Jeepers Creepers 3 didn't quite pull that off as well.
Oh no, hell, I didn't even think they even tried to pull that off. But it is what it is, though.
Yeah. But back to what we're saying about Scream 5. When Scream 5 came out, aside from spoilers, I assume all of you have seen Scream 5 at this point, but aside from Dewey dying, which I'll never forgive them for, I liked the movie. Or, like, I really, really liked it when it first came out, but over time, especially my last watch, because I watched it on Thursday before I went and saw Scream 6 again. It feels really slow at points. And I know that's kind of, they're trying to bring it back to like the first couple, but there's some stuff that feels really slow. And I find a lot of the stuff that's going on in 5 is stuff we've already seen in like Scream 1 through 4 already, especially how they're doing a requel, whereas 4 was like the reboot. It just, I don't know. There's like the scene like that comes to mind right away is after Judy is killed and the son is walking around the house and they're like doing like the fake almost jump scare for like that goes on so long. Like when you see it for the first time, it's good. Like you're like, oh, is he gonna jump out? But when by the 5th, 6th, 7th time you've seen this movie, that scene, at least for me, it really drags on. And I'm not a fan of the Judy Dewey, the Judy West Dewey triple kill back to back to back. Like I don't like that. Their kills are good. I will say that like the kills are great, but I think it was like where Scream 6 didn't quite go far enough with killing off returning characters. I feel like 5 went a little too much. I feel like Judy and Dewey, while it sucks that they died, like it would have been enough without killing Judy's son, but that's a discussion for another movie for another day.
Yeah, and I can understand that, but I also knew too what they were going for, making fun of the trope because it is the Scream franchise. And what did they do? They make fun of horror movie tropes. So
Yeah.
so I understand what they were trying to do, but I easily see your point. It did took a little too long.
Yeah, it just like a couple of them went okay, but just like it kind of goes on and on and on. Chris says, as long as it's not I'll always know what you did last summer, I don't ever want to watch that again. I honestly, if you guys know me, I actually kind of like that movie. I know it's not good, but I kind of enjoy it, especially once you know the twist. I find the movies easier to watch because the first time around, you're kind of thinking like, what the hell is going on in this movie? But then once you realize why things are the way they are, it's like slightly better, but still not great.
Mm-hmm.
Pumpkin King says Final Destination 5 was awesome. Psycho Gorman was great. I actually haven't seen that yet.
I am not the biggest fan of it. Yeah, I was about to say Chris Snyder's a big fan of it, but I am not a big fan of Psycho Gorman.
R.I.P. Dewey.
I know, but it was time. It was time.
If Chad can survive what he survived in 6, then Dewey should have lived.
I know, like I know we'll get into it, but like
yeah, we'll get there. Castellar hated Pumpkinhead 3. I actually think I've only seen the first Pumpkinhead. I haven't seen the other ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen the first one. It's just I have not seen the other ones yet, and I'm just okay on the first one.
I think I've only seen one of the Mimic movies as well. I haven't seen all of those. All right. So let's get into some actual Scream 6 talk. So, right. Brett, tell me, what do you think of the opening scene of 6?
The opening screen of 6. Well, first off, getting Samara Weaving. Beautiful. She's just absolutely gorgeous. Oh, yeah. And plus, I just love she's getting this opportunity to be a part of Scream 6, which, if you do a little background work, Samara Weaving was supposed to play Sam Carpenter in this particular Scream trilogy. And God, what a gift that would have been to the horror fans, man.
I know.
But I will get to that particular like little side note later on. But with this one, it's such a good opening. Her being a college professor doing horror movies, and even though she broke all the rules she just explained,
yeah, I know.
If Ghostface just freaking getting her off, and of course we get the famous Samara Weaving scream. So I absolutely digged all of that. But then once Ghostface took off his mask, that's where I got extremely nervous.
Yeah, when the mask came off, I was in theaters. I was like, "What?"
Are they really doing
surprised.
This?
I'm kind of glad though things went the way they did, and they killed. For blanking on his name off the top of my head.
I just call him freaking Flash Thompson from Spider-Man.
Yeah. When they revealed him, I was like, I really hope we don't go the whole movie knowing he's Ghostface. Like, that's what I kind of thought was going to happen, and I was not sure. I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this. But then when whoever it was in the suit, probably Detective Bailey, but I don't really know, whoever showed up in the suit and like disgust the shit out of him, I was super happy when that happened.
Oh, dude, man. If it goes, who gives a fuck about the movies?
Who gives a fuck about movies?
Oh, dude, it's
I
so
love that
great.
line. I love that line.
Yeah, and of course, what I loved about that scene too is we get to see Jason Takes Manhattan in the freaking background too,
Yes,
which that
yes,
made
that
me
was
that
so
made me
good.
do the Leo point, like, hey, hey.
Although I wish they were like the scene they were showing of like what's her face in the shower getting killed was fine. They should have been showing the scene where he's walking by the three guys in Times Square and he knocks over their fucking
Oh yeah.
that should have been playing on the scene, not the scene of him on the fucking boat, but
Or him
whatever.
like in Times Square looking at everything.
Yeah, that should have been on screen. It's kind of annoying that it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the opening of Scream 5 versus 6?
5 versus 6. Actually, me and Brad did a pre-recording of a slash out between 5 and 6, and we actually talked about this a little bit.
Oh,
So you'll get a full detail answer on
okay. Well,
Tuesday's premiere. But just to kind of answer things, I absolutely love the opening of Scream 5 way
yeah,
more than I did than Scream 6. Scream 6 still a solid opening, especially what they were aiming and trying to do to try to swerve us, but just nothing reenacting the original Scream opening, but putting a little twist on it with Jenna Ortega is just so good.
yeah. I've seen people recently on Twitter like really shitting on the opening of Scream 5, and I'm like, are you people
How?
fucking crazy? Like, it's so good. Like, it's for me, it might be my second favorite of all of the openings.
That's
Like,
mine.
it's so well done. Jenna Ortega is amazing in that scene, and the way they're able to recap things from like the previous movies using stab to catch people up who might not have seen them or seen them in a while was like brilliant.
Oh god, dude. Yeah, it's just like, what were they complaining about? Do you remember some of the comments?
They were just saying it was boring and then it wasn't good, and I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like
What?
it's very, very, very good. From
Dude, it's
the phone
suspenseful.
call, like, yeah, it's so well done.
Yeah, and just like, and just a quick story, real quick. I was telling Josh before we went live here that if you pay close attention to the mouth part of my Mr. Ghostface up here, Roger L. Jackson signed the mask, and he was telling me a story actually where he had the improv during that scene, where
Really?
he asked Tara a question, and then you hear him go tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. He had to improvise that because in the script it just left him like not saying anything, and he's like, well, I can't do that. Why? I could just add this small little inclusion to make things more spookier and
Yeah.
like make you really feel like that quick time link that Tara had. So that's a great Roger L. Jackson story that he told me. And plus, just man, can we just say his voice is kind of like a fine wine, just finer with
Mhm.
age, man. Too, he gets
Agreed.
better with that Ghostface voice as he gets older.
I recently just rewatched Scream season 3, which he returns for. Now, I don't think I have to tell anyone that Scream season 3 is like bottom of the barrel Scream content, but he himself in that is very good. Like most of his phone calls and stuff are pretty threatening. His voice sounds great throughout the whole season, so
Mm-hmm.
it kind of, if anything saves that season, it's his voice being in it.
Well, I never got that far. I couldn't even get past episode 1.
Really?
I
No,
just
you should definitely.
I cannot get into the story and just everything, man. Just once you put Ghostface on the moon to open that season, like I'm like, oh my god, this is going to go south.
I would definitely recommend finishing it because it's like it's okay, but it's like the killer reveal is actually pretty good.
Hmm.
But and some of the kills, especially later on in the season, are fucking brutal. Like really
Especially
brutal.
the first season. I do remember the last kill, or the kill of that episode. It was kind of brutal. So yeah, I'll take that from you. I'll try to finish it when I can.
Yeah, it's only 6 episodes long, so it's not like super long like the season 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Okay, so we talked about the opening. Wait, just go back to Samara Weaving real quick. What do you think that it would have been like having Samara Weaving as Sam in 5 and 6? You like obviously like a lot of people complained about Melissa Barrera like in Scream 5, but I feel like she kind of like completely redeemed herself not that she did, not that she was bad in 5, like, but it was like okay. I think she was really good in 6.
Okay, we'll go ahead and talk about this right now. Go ahead for the Real Horror Awards. If anybody's new to that, that's me and Brad's award show for the horror genre that we just started doing. First year, amazing success. Josh had the big freaking award that he did for it, but okay. Anyways, Melissa Barrera, go ahead and give her horror actress of the year. Just go ahead. And I thought I would never be saying that because I agree with you, Josh. In 5, she was just okay, but 6, I don't know what the hell happened, but she just
Night and
went
day.
to a whole nother level. And I'll be more honest with you, I thought she did better than Jenna Ortega in this movie, and Jenna Ortega had more to do in this movie, as in my opinion.
I would say it was definitely a lot closer than because Jenna Ortega like outacted everyone in Scream 5, basically.
Oh
And
yeah, she hardly had anything to do.
no, I know. And in the few scenes that she did have, I find she like really shone. In 6, I thought she was really great as well. Like her facial expressions, I would say her facial expressions cannot be beat by even by Melissa Barrera. Like she anytime she's scared, she genuinely looks fucking terrified. But Melissa Barrera, like she really upped her game in 6. I think like she really solidified herself as like a good main character. Whereas 5, she was fine, but like nothing to write home about.
Yeah, but I will say for Melissa Barrera, why I love her in this movie more because they took her character and they used the real life hate that she
Yeah,
was beginning to go tie it in with Scream 6, with all
yeah,
the like you're a murderer, and like if she did the whole speech with Jen Ortega at the table about like just you think you understand but you really don't. I'm just like alone, like people just judging you and all that. Dude, that
yeah,
scene was just so powerful, not for the movie, but for real life as well.
yeah.
So I respect the hell out of Melissa Barrera out of this performance. Like anything she's going to be a part of for in the future, I will go ahead and give that movie a watch.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, the first time I watched Scream 6, I didn't pick up on the meta-ness of that. Like I kind of forgot about all the hate she had received. But then I
Mhm.
saw a post about it on Twitter, and then when I rewatched Scream 6 again for the third time, that scene hits a lot harder knowing that all of that stuff is based off of the stuff that happened to her in the real world. So
Mhm.
it's kind of crazy. It's kind of cool how they incorporated it into the movie, but at the same time, it sucks that had to happen to her.
Oh, so yeah,
In
like
like
nobody deserves that, man. And plus,
no,
it's not
no,
like, do you know how fucking difficult it is? Like, hey, you're gonna be the new face of the sequel trilogy, and you're gonna be
yeah,
replacing Nev Campbell. So good luck with that. Like,
yeah.
dude, that's such an impossible task. But I felt like everything she has been given, she has really done a good job with what she's allowed to do, especially with 5. But 6, again, I think she really like took it and fucking hit a grand slam with that one.
I agree, especially like in the third act of the movie, she's killing it. Like really,
Hmm.
really, really well done. Get a couple comments here. Melissa Barrera was great in Bed Rest. I haven't seen that, but I've seen like trailer for it.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna have to put that on the watch list.
Melissa rules with taser to the balls. That was a really
Yeah.
funny scene.
Hey, get your hands off my sister. And by the way, I'm gonna take you in the balls. What?
Just gonna tase you in the balls real quick. That's so funny. I love that scene when Chad comes to defend Tara. He's like, no, I don't think she's gonna go with you. And he's like, what did you say? And he's like, you heard me. Like paraphrasing,
Oh yeah,
obviously,
and
but
we're gonna get into that particular discussion too with Chad.
well, let's just start it now. I think Chad is. I was so about Chad in Scream 5. Like I liked him, but he's also if he had died, I wouldn't really have cared.
Hmm.
In 6, though, I just find they've given him like more to do, and he feels like a more fleshed out character. And I feel like Mason Gooding, especially in the beginning parts of the movie, he makes me actually really like the character the way he's standing up for Tara.
Hmm. Oh yeah, and yeah, I agree with you. Like, I really enjoyed him in Scream 5, even though again he was a newer character, so they were just like taking their time, like developing him and all that. And Scream 6, along with the rest of the core 4,
Yeah,
were like really went to a whole nother level with their character, and makes me really enjoy them. And definitely, I think Chad was the one I enjoyed the most watching grow in his development. And I love the whole angle between him and Tara. At the beginning, I was like, are you really wanting to do this? But then at the end of it, I'm like, fucking go for it, man. Like, I love
I'm
it.
fine with it.
Yeah, like, and plus, you know what they're doing. They're doing freaking Gale and Dewey 2.0.
Yeah, it's
But
for
you know what?
that's pretty
It
clear.
works. I thought they have like I think Jenna Ortega and Mason Gooding have great chemistry with each other.
Yeah, I think so
So
too.
I hope it continues in Scream 7.
Well, they have to set up the love interest so that they can die and have it be sad in 7, right? So
Well, dude, you would think that that's the direction that they go, but I'm okay with him living. I know he's technically supposed to die, and I know that term plot armor is out there, which again you can't deny it. It's true, but man, I was just I really enjoyed the fucking oh my god, Chad Meek's character. So I'm actually glad we get to have him stick around. But
yeah,
his sister Mindy, for some reason, I was ready for her to go.
I was ready. I mean, we might as well get into this now. One of them had no business surviving Scream 6.
Oh, which
One or
is
the
Chad.
other. Huh?
Chad was the one that he had no business to
No,
freaking
no,
live.
no, for sure. After that kind of injury, he should be dead. He should not have survived Scream 6.
Mhm.
That would have brought a little more, I guess, stakes to the movie
Oh,
because
yeah,
all
dude.
like I can't believe all 6 of them made it through the movie alive. Like that, I was shocked. Like I'm glad that like Gail and Kirby survived. The other 4, I like. Had any of them died, I would have been like, whatever. I guess it kind of had to happen. But when they all lived, I was like, really, everyone.
Yeah, it's just like Brad says it best. They just played it too safe in that one, which I agree. Ashton, I'm sorry. Okay, I like Mindy too, but I just feel like out of the core 4, she just didn't do the most. She's like what she did in 5, she did in 6. So
Yeah,
she did like the least amount of improving, in my opinion. That's why I was ready for her to die, and plus, again, creating those stakes. But to go with Josh and bring up the other 2, I'm going to be letting you know the one that should have died, and I know Josh is going to disagree with me. The one that should have died was Gail Weathers. It was
no.
time for her to go, and the way that they set everything up for it was perfect. They just didn't finish it.
In my opinion, like if Gail is gonna die, she has to die in a movie with Sidney Prescott as that's in it.
Well, maybe
You
we'll get
need you.
7.
Well, if she dies in 7, like I'll accept it because it's like the final movie. But I think killing Gail off in a movie without Sydney would have been wrong because you would have wanted to see Sydney's reaction to losing Gail and all that stuff. Like it's just
Well, remember, nobody was around with Dewey when he got killed.
no, but
So
we saw the immediate reaction like 5 minutes later.
yeah, but at the same time,
I'm
you
not saying
kind of want him.
Sydney. I'm not saying Sydney has to be in the same room with Gail when she dies, but I
Mhm.
want to see her reaction to finding out that Gail is dead.
Yeah, but do you know how they're such a tight knit group? Like you think that they would at least try to be there when he did die, versus just like showing up late and all that. I felt like
Well, I
that's
blame
one of the
radio
problems
silence
I
for that.
had with Scream 5, which I felt like Gail should have been there when Dewey was dying, as she was trying to, it's kind of hard to explain with that. It's just I felt like it was time for Gail to go.
Okay, yeah, I would have been very mad if Gail
It's
had
just
died, but
whatever purpose do you have her doing from here on out?
well, I mean, even just having her on TV as a cameo, being like, "And a new set of Ghostface killings has occurred," blah blah blah. Like she's been in so many of the Scream movies. I feel like if she's willing to keep returning, it's kind of a mistake to kill her off, especially now that Dewey is gone. If Dewey was still alive, I would say, yeah, maybe it would have been her time to go. But I don't know. I don't really want to live in a world where the trio is dead. Like I don't.
Oh no, like I'm telling you this right now, Sydney's not dying, dude. So I'm telling you, we don't ever have to worry about that. Sydney is not dying. But Gail, like just like you said, if you just want her to be in a cameo in 7, I think that's a disservice to her character for what she's meant to the franchise. That's
Gail?
why, again, like what else are you going to have her do going from here on out? That's why I felt like in 6, you create the stakes, and you kill off a good character too. That was ready to go, in my opinion.
Yeah, no.
That's why
For
I'm
me,
glad Sydney got out of the game too in Scream 5. I'll be honest with you. I hope she don't come back because I love this core 4 characters that we have that is doing me just fine without even needing Sydney. And if you could look at the box office numbers, that's my point exactly. Sydney does not need to come back.
well, it almost makes me wonder, had Neve Campbell been in this movie with the way it was, would it have made even more money than it already did?
That's the $1 million question, man. But you know what? This is the second time that the franchise has gone over $100 million.
Third.
The third. I could have swore someone said the second, which I kind of thought, I was like, no, that didn't sound right. So I'm going to go with you and say the third.
Well, actually, if we're talking domestic, it's the third.
Yeah, okay. Well, the domestic, because I bet you it's Scream 1, Scream 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, the third time this franchise has gone over the 100 million, especially I would say how quickly this one has gone over 100 million. Like, I'm telling you, Sydney is good. Neve Campbell, you're just fine sitting at home because the more you come back, the more risk there is for you to get cut off.
I would just hope that Neve Campbell would not allow that to happen. Like Sydney dying for me would ruin. I wouldn't watch Scream again. I would be done with it.
Yeah.
That'd be the end of Scream for me if she died. I wouldn't watch any of the movies.
Mm-hmm. And I understand that. I just think that if like Neve Campbell, I think she's she's definitely could obviously tell she's a businesswoman, so she's doing what's best for her own business,
Mm-hmm.
and I respect that too. But like, if there is a story angle where it makes sense for her character to die, I would think she would go for it.
I hope
But
not.
I kind of agree. But I agree with you, Fo, that I don't think she would allow her character to die. And again, she passed the torch to Melissa Barrera and the Sam Carpenter or the Carpenter sisters. So again, she's in that same boat as Gail Weathers. What more does she have left to give to the franchise? I felt like 5 did everything to set up the future.
Yeah, I have some ideas for 7 that could pull her back in, but we'll wait. We'll hold off on that for a little bit longer.
Okay.
So let's get to the next thing I wanted to discuss, some of the cool scenes in the movie. What were your thoughts on the scene in the bodega?
Oh my god, dude. Awesome. Just the freaking just what I praise this movie a lot for Scream 6. It's just the tension that they set up with the big I call it the big 3 tension scenes, which is the store. I can never say that word, so I'm oh god, I'm telling you, this mic's hard. Freaking the store, the apartment, and the Gale's apartment. To me, oh, and the subway train. So there you go, your 4 big tension scenes in the entire movie. So freaking bravo, Scream 6, for making me tense out of my damn mind.
So good.
But with the first one, with the store, dude, so well done. It also made freaking Ghostface, like in this movie, he gives 0 fucks about
0.
anything. He's going to do whatever they want to do, and he
Yeah.
freaking goes for it, man. That's what I love about the whole Ghostface lore. It's just they're going to get your ass one way or another.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen killings like that in front of a group of people happening, and I think it was so cool seeing him just like stabbing everyone who was coming up to him in the store, and then killing the owner with his own gun and chasing the sisters through the store, and like that was all so well done.
God, and randomly shooting off that shotgun just makes you jump and makes you feel nervous. Because I saw this for my second viewing, I saw this in 4DX, so like I got to feel like the
really?
little pokes in my back for every stabbing, or when the shotgun goes off, it kind of shakes your chair.
Yeah.
Like just really ups the freaking it ups the experience of the movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. All those little extra bits would make it so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Pumpkin King says Gale definitely should have died.
I agree.
Mindy is always sidelined for Act 3. Yeah, that's true. Maybe they'll change that in 7 unless she just dies earlier on. But
well, you got rid of her. She's the Randy of this group. So like, and Randy's not a big part of the third act either. So
Ashen thinks Gale should have died. Mm-hmm. Pumpkin King agrees. We need to see Sid's reaction to Gale's death. I think that's the main thing. It's like killing Gale off in a movie without Sydney feels weird. Would feel weird, but I mean, if Sydney never returns, then I guess you can't really do that. But
Well, and I just thought of this. Sydney came back for Dewey when he died, and they were like brother and sister pretty much in a way. But
yeah,
but Gail and Sydney always had that like bat. I wouldn't say they were at a peaceful place in their friendship, but God, they hated each other at a certain point. So, do you really think if Gail died, that she would leave her family for Gail?
I
I
think
could
so.
see her leaving for Dewey, but I could not see her leaving for Gail.
Well, I think especially by 5 and bonding over the death of Dewey, I
Good
think
point.
she would. I think she
Mhm.
would. Although I bet you she would be mad that Gail wrote another fucking book on
Oh
the
my
events of
god.
Scream. That made I understand that they did that for the story, but that really annoyed me about Gail in 6 that she went back on her word and wrote a book about the events of 5.
Oh, and they
And
called it out too, like
yeah,
the Carpenter sisters did.
yeah, yeah. She deserved the punch in the face from Tara. Like she 100% deserves that punch in
That
the
was
face.
freaking great.
Yeah,
Missing the first punch going, I've done
I've
this
done this
before.
before. Wham!
Yeah.
That was so good.
Oh, dude, so great. But yeah, it's just that kind of irked me the wrong way. Just because, fam, what if plus she got a boyfriend too?
Yeah,
like what the hell are we doing? Even though I
I
know
mean,
people grieve in their own different way, but that's just, it just didn't.
she needs some dick, Brett. This is the way it is.
Well, my God, man! Like, there's this thing called a booty call. Like, you don't actually need to have a boyfriend for that, but like.
Well, honestly, she didn't really seem all that upset by him dying, so who knows? Maybe he was just a booty call.
He he pretty much was, man.
Like she didn't react at all. Like she screamed because he flew through the window, but she wasn't like, "Oh my god, Jeremy" or whatever his name was. Like he's just dead.
Poor boy toy.
I know. Although we're kind of jumping ahead, but I will say Gail's chase scene is easily one of the best in the franchise. Like
Easy.
that was so I especially the first time I saw it, I don't know if I breathed for like 7 minutes or however long the chase scene was. I was on the edge of my seat like this, like scared to fucking death for Gail. And it was just so well done.
Mhm.
What would you say about the Scream 2 Gale chase scene versus the Scream 6 Gale chase?
Oh, the Scream 6 one definitely defeats the Scream 2 one, but don't
Yeah, I think
cut
so.
short with Scream 2, folks, because that was still an excellent scene with what they had like set up with everything of with kind of like that theater set.
Yeah,
So I really enjoyed that one, but this one definitely takes the cake. Definitely we haven't seen a long chase scene in almost any franchise really in
yeah,
such a long time. Like I rewatched a couple of days ago, freaking Friday the 13th Part 2. And I forgot how great the Jenny and Jason chase was because of how long it freaking lasted. And they added
yeah,
more stakes on top of the previous thing that they did. And that's what they did with this one. They kept on making it bigger and bigger as the chase scene moved on. So I thought
yeah.
like the execution was near perfect. They just needed to finish the job.
Finish the job as in killing Gale?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I
I
thought the
remember
glass shard one. I thought that was it, man. I was like,
yeah,
I
when
thought it
she
was
got stabbed,
really
I
it.
thought it was it too. But when they
And her
said
dying line too of like, "Don't tell Sydney, tell her he didn't
tell
get
Sydney he
me."
never got me,
That
yeah.
was the perfect Gail Weathers line to die. Like that was perfect. And then all of a sudden, oh, we got a small pulse. I'm like, bitch. Like,
Yeah, when they said that, I was like, thank fucking God.
not me. I was kind of pissed. I'm like, what's like, when are we going to create these stakes?
I will say this though. I didn't like that that all happened. They said she had a pulse, and then we never see her again for the rest of the movie. It felt a little weird having her just like vanish from the movie. Like I feel like at the
Right.
end at the very end it should have showed her laying in her hospital bed watching them on TV or something, or had Mindy there with her or something. Because if Mindy can get super stabbed up on the train and then be running around at the end like she's totally fine, I think we could have showed Gail in the hospital. Like it just felt weird to have her disappear from the movie.
Yeah, and again, I feel like there was I think that could possibly be like a thing. I think they wrote it in for Gail to die. I think they went back on it and they just forgot to add those like details like you were mentioning, to make her seem like, hey, she's okay. At first it's just kind of like a weak line going, oh, she's okay. Like,
Well, I don't know because they would have had to have had those scenes filmed, but
yeah. Well, I feel like I think they had before they shot film, and then as the story's progressing, they probably thought like, maybe shouldn't we do this? And then they just go back on their because again, those like Scream 3, those damn rewrites, man.
well, it could have also been something to do with Courtney Cox herself. She was
Mhm.
not happy about the killing off of Dewey, and neither was Nev Campbell. So maybe she told them, "Hey, I'll return for 6, but Gail can't die." I could see that.
Yeah, but God, money just Courtney Cox. I'm sorry, she just does not look good anymore.
I
Um,
think she looked better in
Botox
6 than
City.
she did in 7 or 5.
Oh man, it's just regardless. Like neither look did it for me with Gail, and that's not a hate on Courtney Cox or anything. If
Yeah,
you want to do Botox, you could do Botox, but eventually it shows.
yeah. So we've done a lot of talking about Courtney and Gail. Let's talk about my favorite addition to this movie, Miss Kirby Reed, returning from Scream 4 from the death.
Oh my god, yeah, because she was only dead for 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Which I like that detailing there because they kind of poke fun of like, yeah, I was dead, but I'm
Yeah,
also alive. But man,
yeah,
Kirby Hayden, welcome back to freaking movie making. I miss her a lot.
yeah,
Even though I know why she had to leave, and good for
yeah,
her because that's
yeah,
so damn difficult to freaking just leave something you love to do, just to battle your own like I wouldn't say an illness, but just battling your own self.
yeah.
So good for Hayden. I'm glad she's back. I'm glad this was the role that she got to come back to.
100%.
Yeah, so God bl- God bless Hayden and God bless Kirby Reed, man. I thought she did a really good job for what they asked her to
I
do.
I agree. I honestly probably couldn't have asked for much more from Hayden and Kirby in this movie. I
Hmm.
think they handled her return like perfectly. Like some people are mad that Kirby's an FBI agent. I think it honestly makes sense. Like she explained it. She survived, she recovered, she got angry, and she wanted to do something with that anger. She wanted to make ghost faces scared of her instead of
Yeah,
being
make the
scared of
monsters
them.
afraid of me.
Yeah, I think it all made sense. She had 10 years to do it. That's a long, long time. Actually, she would have been like 18 in
Hmm.
Scream 4 at the most. She's 30 in Scream 6. So she had like 12 years. I I don't know. I think they did a really great job with her. And like every time she was on screen, I was really excited. She felt like the old Kirby, like even some of her lines, like talking about the different Ghostface killers and like giving props to Roman for being the single Ghostface killer.
Right.
And some of the faces she was making, and like when they were talking about Buddy who gets stabbed in the face, she's like, "Oh, that is gross." What? She's like just
While
stuffing her
eating a
face
freaking
full of
cheeseburger.
sandwich. Yeah, just like.
Yeah, my God, dude.
and,
Yeah,
and, and
dude.
that and then I felt like, especially later on in the movie, she really almost felt like a Sydney, like had Sydney vibes. She had her leather jacket on. She was kicking ass. She ends up killing one of the ghost faces. Like I couldn't have asked much more from Kirby in this movie.
Yeah, and especially we got one of the cool scenes in this movie of Mindy and Kirby fandom face off,
Oh yeah,
and where Kirby said "fucking Friday the 13th Part 4" over
six,
like
six.
I know, but they didn't say 6, so screw you, Josh.
I know they
Screw
didn't.
you. As soon as when I
They're
heard in the
both
theater
wrong.
they said Part 2, Part 4, I'm like, ha! Screw you, Brad, Chad, and Josh. Like, screw you, man. Uh,
Obviously, they don't have as good taste as we do. So
Right. But anyways, regardless, though, when Kirby said Part 4 over Mindy's Part 2, dude, I just kind of melted to the floor with that scene. I'm like, this is why I love Kirby. Like, so I just love that whole interaction. Again, like you said, for what she was allowed to do in this movie, she was a great legacy character. And that's the other
yeah,
thing with this particular sequel trilogy we have with Scream. They're handling the legacy characters freaking almost near perfection, unlike freaking Halloween. Because God,
yeah,
talk about disrespecting your legacy characters.
yeah. Halloween ends like I have such a I almost said love-hate relationship, but it's more of a like-hate relationship. Like if I ignore the other two movies and just watch Halloween Ends, it's kind of an interesting take on the franchise. It's different, hasn't been done before. But they just really like as Jamie Lee Curtis's last Halloween movie, it was not what we needed. And to have Lindsay completely sidelined, she doesn't even see Michael in the movie. Allison is relegated to a love
Nothing.
interest for Corey. She does nothing in the movie. She's there for 2 seconds at the end and sees Michael after he's already defeated. Like just and Hawkins just like does nothing in the entire movie. It's just
except for
waste.
learning Japanese.
Yeah, it's just a total waste of all the legacy characters.
Oh my god! Yeah, like see, I could go ahead and go into how much I fucking hate Halloween Ends super instantly, but I'll the only other thing I'll nitpick at it, and we gotta get back to Scream talk here.
Yeah.
That was my fault. But Allison, I will go ahead and say is the most disappointing character of all time. They had everything set out for her to do something freaking truly amazing, and she just after 2018, she just got worse, man. Like I just don't know what the hell happened. How did you fuck this up? Like,
2018 was really setting her up to be like a cool final girl, and then Kills made her kind of like a unhinged, crazy person who doesn't listen to anyone and just goes. It's almost like you probably don't watch Riverdale, but she's like Archie Andrews who just goes off and does stupid shit without listening to anyone. And then in Halloween Ends, it just got worse. She became a love interest for this, like the literal killer of the movie, and it just made her look dumb. Like I don't know. They did not do right by Allison.
No, and again, they just had everything perfectly set up for her to carry the torch of Laurie Strode, and
they fumbled it
nothing.
Totally.
Yeah, so that's all I'll say. Like there could be another time for Halloween Ends hate, even though Brad and Matt, I just don't. Oh, and Lee too. I just don't see like they absolutely adore that movie. I don't know that, but again, I'm glad they do. So
yeah, good for them, I guess. But
yeah, like no, seriously, good for them, but it's just for me, like, nah.
No, it was they fumbled that last movie hard.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Ashton was pissed that Gail wrote the book in 5.
Same.
Mark saying Gail writing the new book didn't bother him because it was like classic Gail Weathers. It was,
that's true.
But she had so much character progression since those first couple movies that you think she would have, I don't know, known better.
Plus, it was Dewey. If it would have been anybody else, absolutely can understand that. But like, it's Dewey, man. Like, there has to be some line.
I have to address this. No, the Friday the 13th remake is not the best Friday the 13th. It's good for sure.
I love the remake.
There's at least like three Friday the 13th minimum that are better than the remake. But I do like the remake. It's like 6th or 7th place for me.
I think I have it at 5-ish. I gotta go back to my list on that one.
Yeah, it's definitely good, but like it's no part 6, part 2, or part 4. That's for sure.
And just to piss off Josh, because I love pissing off Josh, I have part 7 over part 6.
Yeah, you're alone on an island with that one, but
I doubt it.
Mark loves Friday 6 better. Whoops.
Oh, what do you say?
How fast would I get kicked out of the chat if I said I loved Halloween Ends? I'm blocking you. I'm blocking you right now. Actually,
no, don't you block Ashton. I know he's a Patriots fan, but don't do it. Ashton's good. He's good in my book. Damn it! So leave him alone.
I wouldn't actually block him, but
no, I know, but
I have Scream 6 playing in the background right now, and then Kirby's eating that burger.
Oh my god, I bet it's such a good burger. No, Ashton, you come back here. You sit down.
Damn,
way to go, Josh.
Total waste in HNs. Yeah, they fucked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Friday 4, 2, and 6 are great. Yeah, those are the 3 best Friday movies.
Golden Child. Even though I'm telling you, add the OG in there, man, because I recently watched the OG on Tuesday. It's so good, dude. It's so good.
It is really good. I agree, but I don't think it holds candle to 2 4 and 6.
Oh, I'm not saying it does, but I feel like it should be at least top 4.
Well, I honestly think the first 7 Friday 13th movies are all really solid. Like I
With
like all of them.
exception of 5.
I think 5 is good as well. Like just
So
because it's not Jason.
that's the one where I just felt like, okay, we're getting a little goofy here.
But you don't even know it's not Jason until the last like 5 minutes. Like it's
right.
If they took that out and it was Jason, people would love that movie.
And they would have gotten away with it too if it were for them manling kids.
Yeah. But I mean, I like them doing that better in part 5 than I like what they did in Halloween Ends with Corey. Jason Lives rocks. Obviously, it's the best one. I'm not a big fan of the OG F-13. I got it in the middle. It's about the middle for my list as well. I do really like it, but I just think it kind of is a bit further down because of the lack of Jason. But
yeah, Chad freaking has it last. The original.
There's no way it's the worst. Like it's easily better than Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, and probably Part 8.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
Mark Jones, OG Friday is my number 1.
Dude, good for you, dude. Major respect. The practical effects, the tone, atmosphere, the freaking lighting. To me, it does not get talked about enough. Brad talks about it all the time, and he's absolutely right. Like, it's all freaking phenomenal.
I would love to have been able to watch that movie not knowing who the killer was. Like that, like if it was more like not knowing that it's Miss Voorhees and going into it like that. I think it would hit a lot harder, like a lot better if you could watch it without knowing that.
Right.
But I think I already knew that by the time I watched it for the first time. This guy, why isn't this loading? There we go. He says he hates the final girl in Friday Part 3. I find her really annoying, but I don't hate her.
Who, freaking Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, love Chris. She's the only one that actually beats Jason's ass.
True.
She beat up one of the top 3 Jasons in the entire franchise of Richard Brooker. Like, you kidding me? Dude, do you see how fucking huge he was? And Chris just went toe to toe. She didn't have any help defeating him. Go to the other freaking Jasons and the Friday the 13th Final Girls. They always had help.
Well, actually, the biker guy helped her until he got killed.
But it was a lazy attempt. He had no business.
Well, he got hacked up immediately afterwards. My buddy Ken loves Jason Goes to Hell. I don't know why, but I respect his opinion. Here's the thing about Jason Goes to Hell. If they had done the movie where the audience was seeing Jason, but the characters were seeing the people he possessed, so that the audience was still seeing Jason throughout the movie would be way better. But the fact that we had to sit there and watch other characters like being Jason, that's where the movie goes wrong. Like when they show Jason partway through the movie in the mirror and like you can see his reflection as Jason, we should have just been seeing Jason the entire time. And then they could show from the character's perspective sometime of it being whoever he's possessing. Not having Jason in like the entire movie except for like a couple minutes at the beginning and a couple minutes at the end. That's where that movie fumbled.
Yeah, that's true. And plus, where we got to freaking having worms go up vaginas too, like that's not always the best thing in the world. But you know what? The director was a 25-year-old, so what 25-year-old is going to going to direct a movie like that? Plus, it should have been Jason Goes to Hell. Jason Going to Hell. Like, how can you mess up such a golden marketing opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, he gets pulled in hell at the end, and then Freddy versus Jason kind of shows him a bit in hell, but yeah, I agree. Let me see here. Pumpkin King says Part 7 is his favorite. I actually really love Part 7. I think it's really like, some people don't like the basically Carrie versus Jason of the movie, but I like that. He gets his ass beat in that movie. Like, Tina fucks him up a bunch. I think, and that's like you can actually see Jason's reaction when things are happening to him that he's never experienced before, and he's like, like I really like that.
King Harder's first time playing the awesome freaking Jason Voorhees, and it's my favorite look of Jason Voorhees in the entire franchise. It's perfect,
hands down. Jason's best look in the whole franchise.
Not even close.
Isn't this? There we go. Jason Goes to Hell needs demonic Jason and a more Creighton Duke in a chase. Creighton Duke was kind of criminally underused in that movie. Like
Such a
he
wasted character.
he showed up talking a big game and he dies the second he meets Jason. Like it's he was kind of shitty to be honest, but
Even though he was entertaining as hell, though.
he was. Yeah, I liked when he was breaking Buddy's fingers. The ending was crap, however, still a great flick. Ending of
Part 7, I think.
Part 7.
I
think I could have done without the father pulling him down into the lake, but I just always assume that's like her seeing that, and that's not exactly
that's
what's
exactly
happening.
how it was supposed to be played. Like for everybody, like for Jason, it was just a chain grabbing him, but for her, it was like she was imagining her dad doing it. So
yeah, that's how I kind of watch it.
And Nick Cooling pointed that out to me. So like major props to Nick Cooling for discovering that.
Yeah, I've just always kind of assumed that's what it was. Like I doubted her father.
I never thought about it that way until Nick's like, dude, this is what happened. I'm like, bro, you made me love that movie even more.
Yeah, the kill of Melissa when she gets the axe in the head and thrown across the room was fucking awesome. She deserved it too.
Dude, screw the MPAA during that time, because if they would have allowed some of the scenes, dude, I'm telling you, Part 7 would have been a top 3 movie for me in the 13 franchise.
It's a crime that those scenes don't exist anymore. Like I wish they had.
They
I
do
hope
on the Blu-ray.
Like
in the
fully?
behind the scene, in the box set with the behind the scene footage, they found those deleted scenes and they have them. So
well, they need to do a new cut of the movie and add those back in.
Absolutely agree with that.
But back to Scream 6.
Yeah,
as much as I love Friday the 13th. What do we think of the apartment attack and the ladder scene?
Dude, a freaking amazing. Again, more tension building. Again, more of Ghostface not giving a fuck. Especially how they like set it up where everything was supposed to be a nice, relaxed, full core 4 dinner while Quinn getting a good screwing in and all that. Even though she wasn't screwing, she was getting murked, man. Well, as far as we knew at the time, she was getting murked.
It definitely threw me off because up until that moment, earlier on, like after the opening, when she's talking to Tara and she's like, "Oh, my brother's dead." As soon as she said that, I was like, "Oh, she's Richie's sister." Like I knew instantly as soon as she said that. But then when she died, I was like, "Oh, okay." And I kind of just forgot about her for the rest of the movie. We did though.
No, we saw a body, but we didn't see the. But it's usually we have to see the body in the aftermath.
Well, the thing is, we didn't see her getting attacked, but in the scene, because I just watched it Thursday, he throws her through the door and she hits Mindy and falls on the floor, and it shows her on the floor and it's her, but she's like covered in blood and stuff. But obviously, she wasn't actually dead, but it does show her body.
Yeah, but remember, he said they switched out the body. So what
he switched it?
That was the fake body.
No, but he switched it out after when he got up to the crime scene after it already happened.
Okay.
That's when he switched it out. Yeah, I think they just covered her in blood and threw her through the door so people would think she was dead, and then he switched the body out after. But yeah, because that threw me off. I was like, okay, she's dead. I guess it's not. And then as the movie went on, I got thinking, because they set up Kirby almost to be the killer, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, I was really liking this movie. If Kirby's the killer, I'm gonna fucking hate it.
No, I kind of assumed that Kirby was safe when they were trying to make her look like the bad guy. Yeah. Like, no, my girl Kirby, she's safe. And plus, that'd be too obvious at that point if the detective pointed out, "Oh, Kirby intentionally did that."
But I think it was late enough in the movie, especially like after watching it on Thursday. I think it was late enough in the movie that had they revealed Kirby to be the killer at that point, it would have been okay. But because by then the killers are revealed like 5 minutes later or something like that. So, But back to the apartment scene, I think the part of that scene when they're climbing across the ladder over to Hot Boy's apartment, that is one of the best scenes in the entire franchise, and it's right. I think it's right up there with Sydney and Hallie crawling over Ghostface in the car in part 2. Like it's so good.
Dude, hell yeah, dude. Like, I love that. I think Ghostface putting the knife down, just shaking it. Yeah, dude, like all that, and then the girl freaking falls off. And I always
Oh,
was curious about her hitting her head on the like in the dumpster. I'm like,
yeah,
that was kind of random. That freaking dumpster was there. I thought she was just going, smack to the freaking
splat.
concrete.
Yeah.
But I figured it out. It was a secret nod to Friday the 13th Part 8 when Julius's head hit the dumpster.
Oh yeah, that could be it.
I
Yeah.
felt like that was like a time. Like, I don't think that was supposed to be like a whole on like Easter egg, but it's just like an Easter egg that you can formulate on your own, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
And plus, you can obviously tell
Actually,
that particular death was a copycat. Oh gosh, where are we going?
it's happening right now on the.
Oh, don't show it for too long.
No, I just showed it for a second. There's no audio or anything.
I know, but YouTube,
Oh, I know.
with their strict copy stuff and all that. But I've heard her just like falling off the ladder and just spidering to the concrete. I thought that was going to be a copycat kill of CC's kill in Scream 2, which that's pretty much
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
was. But they just kind of twist it around a little bit.
Oh, I definitely agree with this. That girl who was gutted and then got up, like no way, like Mindy's girlfriend. That was like beyond unbelievable. Like she was like had her. She was cut worse than Dewey was in 5, and she was up walking around, and obviously she was really hurt, but she was like okay for so long. And had she made it across the ladder and survived, I would have been like, no, this is bullshit.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. Dewey had it worse because the
He did get
Mindy's
it both
girlfriend
sides. So
only got in the front, while Dewey had in the front and the back.
it's true.
So definitely, even though I still love the whole idea of you take a knife from groin to sternum, and they keep on freaking doing that. So I'm loving every time they Ghostface Killer always starts from groin to sternum.
Yeah. Yeah, poor Dewey.
I know, poor Dewey, and poor Mindy's girlfriend. She had a freaking rough death.
Yeah, I saw some people comparing that death to Dewey's on like terms of like one of the saddest moments in the franchise.
No,
Personally, I wasn't that sad to see Mindy's girlfriend die because she's just a random new character. Like, sure, it sucks for Mindy, but she's no Dewey. She hasn't been in 5 movies and died. So, what do we think of? Speaking of just like, I guess spouses, almost said siblings. What do we think of Danny, the boyfriend of Sam?
Yeah, and I saw someone brought that up earlier in the comic section with Danny. I thought I'll be honest with you, I thought he was okay. Especially again what he was given to do. I
Yeah,
thought he did a really good job, like the actor did. I thought he did a really good job, but we'll see where he goes in Scream 7 if he comes back for Scream 7. That's not even a given. With
no,
him,
it's true.
this could be just like a one-off thing, kind of in a way. It all depends on where they decide to take the story next. But if they bring them back, I would be down for it. I just hope they give him more to do in Scream 7.
I could see him being the opening kill of 7.
Oh, dude, that would be damn, dude. You ain't freaking wasting time with that one. But you know what? That could be a good reason for getting Sam motivated.
Yeah, but we'll get to 7 talk here shortly. So the next really good, we already talked about Gail's chase scene. What do we think about the subway scene?
Oh, dude, that one was perfect. It
Yeah,
was so perfect. Even though, like, I know a lot of people are thinking, like, oh, they showed in the trailer. They showed too much of it in the trailer.
they
But,
did.
dude, no, they didn't. No, honestly, no, they really didn't
Uh,
because they didn't tell us in the trailer if it was going to be 2 subway trains. They didn't say that there was going to be a fake out. They did a really good job hiding the details of that scene. And I'll be honest with you, I thought that was the most tense scene in the entire movie. I
oh,
thought they did
really?
a really phenomenal job with the subway scene.
I really liked it too. I saw somebody on Twitter say that in the background of that scene somewhere they had the Brandon James mask from Scream season 1 and 2 on somebody.
Ooh, I
I
didn't know that.
I have watched the movie a few times and I kind of tried to keep an eye out for it. I haven't seen it myself, but if it actually is in the background in one of those scenes, that's
That
fucking
would be
cool.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I like that mask, to be honest with you.
it was a nice
Uh,
variation.
and there was a 1 second clip where the directors were in that subway too.
Oh,
And
really?
they were only in it for 1 second.
That's cool.
They edited so quick that so you have to really pay attention to it. And
That's
plus, I
real
got to
cool.
ask the important question: did you see Mojo Jojo.
I don't think I did see Mojo Jojo. No.
Okay, when they were going down the subway stairs and you see someone passing with a blue cape, that was Mojo Jojo, which if y'all for some reason do not even know
I know
what that
this.
resembles to, Roger L. Jackson plays the voice of Mojo Jojo in the Powerpuff Girls anime, which that was great seeing Mojo Jojo cosplay, just giving that big nod to Roger L. Dude, it would have even been better if they would put Roger L. Jackson on screen in the Mojo Jojo outfit.
That would be so funny.
Dude, no, I'm telling you, that's the one thing Roger L. Jackson has to do before he leaves his franchise. Because come on, guys, let's face it, he ain't going to be in the franchise forever. He pretty much let's pull off the Nick Castle effect. Let him have an on-screen cameo. It doesn't have to be an important cameo, just a quick second cameo.
I totally agree with that 100%. He needs a cameo.
Because I like what they did with Nick Castle and Halloween Ends.
Yeah, that was a nice cameo for him, for sure.
It was
his cameo in 2018 was cut, right?
Well, no, it was in Kills that got cut.
Oh, was it Kills? Yeah, I knew in one
because he was supposed to play Michael in the bathroom scene, but they took it out. But 2018, it was him standing at the window seeing Laurie Strode for the first time. And then it ends, he was that random bar person.
Yeah. I remember the bar person for sure because he's like, "See anything you like?"
Dude, I didn't recognize him at first. They did a good job, like with the makeup effects on them.
Yeah. Ashton's saying, "Oh wow, Brett didn't know that."
I was thinking he's talking about the whole the girlfriend laying her head on the dumpster being a Julius reference.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I think.
Pumpkin King says he loved Danny. He's definitely hot. The one thing I would say about Danny is though, like, while I did like him, it also kind of just felt like he was just kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Especially after you see them.
After
you see the movie and stuff, like he's just kind of there to be an extra suspect, but he doesn't really he doesn't have a call, he doesn't have a chase, he doesn't really. The only time he sees Ghostface is when he's in across the way in Sam's apartment and stuff. Like he's never in danger at any point during the movie. He's just kind of there. So I could definitely see him being the opening kill or just a kill in the 7th movie.
Right. I can see that. So only time will tell with Danny Boy there.
Randy, Cotton, and Dewey are the saddest deaths in the franchise. Cotton, I think had I been watching Scream as it came out, like say if I was older and I saw Scream 3 in theaters and I saw Cotton get killed, that probably would have pissed me off. Just a little bit. It was a great opening sequence, like really good, and like I wouldn't change it. But it kind of, as someone watching the movies back then, Cotton comes in at the end of 2, saves Sydney, does all the shit, and then they kill him off immediately in 3. Like that would annoy me. But now I'm like, obviously I saw it well after it came out, so it doesn't bother me. But
yeah, and I'll admit that he should have been given more to do, especially with the importance of his character in the franchise. But I understand what they were trying to do with it, to create the whole like stakes in the opening OMG kill and all that. So I understand that, but yeah, I feel like Cotton could definitely done more. And then of course Randy and Dewey, yeah, it's very sad.
Yeah, Randy's death was
the biggest regret in the Scream franchise.
Well, I mean, it was.
If he would have died in 3, that would have been okay for Randy because it was the last movie of that particular trilogy. So again, he said the rules. Everybody could be a goner. That even means you, Sid.
It's funny he says that, and then none of them die.
I know. Again, that's just the whole thing with the writing, and again with stakes and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, if Randy survived 2 and then died in 3, I would have been fine with that. Honestly, I'm fine with him dying in 2. I've never really cared about Randy that much. Like, I like Randy, but Dewey dying for me was the biggest heartbreak of the entire franchise. Like, I don't think anything comes close to that.
I do agree with that one.
Subway scene was great. The stabbing of all those people around, perfect. Honestly, it goes to show how oblivious people in New York are to things happening around them. Like someone's literally getting fucking stabbed on the train in front of you, and you're just like chilling, not paying attention. Like,
Well,
okay.
that's just a regular day in New York. So,
Well, even after it happens and people realize she's been stabbed, everyone's just standing around watching. Nobody's doing anything.
well, it's Halloween. Halloween's again trick or treat, and they
Yeah,
think it was just a big freaking prank, man. So, like, I don't blame them. And plus, they
I
probably
get,
seen worse shit before on the subway.
I love that scene though because Mindy has another one of the really great lines in this movie when she's like, "Fuck this franchise."
Dude, I thought that was great. That was
That was
hilarious.
so good. Ooh. I remember when Ethan asked her if she's okay. She's like, "Yeah, I'm so good."
Or she goes, "No, I'm not. I got it wrong again."
I got it wrong again.
Yeah, I know.
That
And
was
so
really
that's
great.
why I feel like in 7, and I'm gonna really listen to her because I feel like this time she's gonna be right.
But she was right about Ethan. She was right the whole movie.
She just wasn't right about Quinn, and she goes, "No, I got it
Yeah.
wrong again."
Yeah.
That's why again I'm gonna listen to her very closely because whatever she says, I'm gonna make that. I'm like, oh, that's what I'm gonna have to watch out for.
Yeah, I'll be paying very close attention in 7 for sure. But we'll get into the 7 chat very soon.
Oh yeah, we're almost there.
Oh, he says, "Good gore, refrigerator body parts." That was kind of awesome
Dude,
seeing someone cut
I
up in the
loved
fridge
it.
like that. That was like some Friday the 13th shit.
Yeah, it brings out a dude. That was a good Friday the 13th setup, and it's just brought out more of the brutality of Ghostface too.
Yeah. Oh, we got Chase in the chat.
Hey,
How's it going,
Chase.
Chase? We got a spoon in the chat.
Hey, fuck off, chat. No, I'm just kidding. What's going on, chat?
Chad for can't speak. Chad for Ghostface in Scream 7.
Um,
Oh, Robert's in the
I
chat.
I see him more as a Michael, in my opinion.
Yeah, he'd be a good Michael for sure. Hey, how's it going, Robert Anthony? Good to have you in the chat, my buddy Robert. We talk Scream all the time on Twitter.
Hell
He
yeah,
does.
what's going on, Robert?
He does all the gifs, whatever you want to call them, for Scream with Ryan C. Showers, who's a really awesome Scream guy. He does so much Scream content on his Twitter. You can definitely go check him out if you haven't yet.
Oh hell yeah!
He just did episode 100 covering. I forget exactly what he covered, but he does like a new podcast like every week, I think. And he covers a lot of cool Scream shit. Like,
Send me that information. I'd be happy to give him a listen.
Oh yeah. You got to check out Scream with Ryan.
I'm always looking for podcasts.
Ashton says Randy should still be alive. I don't think. I think Brett's right. If he was going to make it past 2, he should have died in 3.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't like Randy. Where's my dad? I didn't say I didn't like Randy. I just said I don't really care that he died.
Cancel culture.
Like, it doesn't bother me that Randy died in Scream 2. Like, it upped the stakes of Scream 2 having Randy die. So, it like Scream 2 has the stakes that Scream 6 kind of doesn't. So, Ashton. He predicted Ethan and the dad. Quinn was a shock. Yeah,
that's a good segue.
Yeah, that brings us into the finale of Scream 6. Brett, so what did you think? First, actually, before we get into the finale, what did you think of the Ghostface shrine?
And before that, because I always make sure she gets noticed. Holly Klein, how are you doing? Love Holly.
Hey, Holly.
So, but yes, the shrine, dude. Every freaking Scream fan's dream. Like, look behind what you have going with your Ghostface stuff. Look at my Ghostface stuff over here, and that's not even like half of it. I got the ever have like over there on the couch, like posters rolled up and everything. Yeah, and I recently got me a Walmart T-shirt the other day too. So like that whole shrine scene is just, I felt like was just a whole big like thank you nod to the Scream fans. I thought it was absolutely, it's just also going back down memory lane too, from the beginning since we were Scream fans. So I absolutely loved it. Give me the Scream shrine a 10 out of 5 moment in the Scream franchise.
Oh, for sure. I love the moment too when Kirby walks up to Jill's shirt and she's like tearing up over it. And then she sees the knife that stabbed her from Charlie. I really, really like that a lot. I loved pausing that scene and looking at all the stuff in the background and trying to see like what was from
dude, there's so much stuff.
There's so much cool shit. And you finally get to see Principal Himbry from the original movie hanging from the pole and like a drawing in one of them. And
yeah, man. Like, dude, it was just so cool, man. Like, even if you're new to the franchise, it's also cool looking at it too. Like, just learning the history of the franchise.
the one thing I'll say about all that though is with all of that stuff from the entire franchise converging in this movie, I feel like if Sydney was ever going to be in a sequel, it felt like she should have been here for all of that. Because everything from before is in this movie, and it's weird not having Sydney be able to see any of that. Like it would have been cool seeing Sydney's reaction to seeing all of this stuff that she's been through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
it would have been cool, but at the same time, she's also just wants to forget the past too.
oh, I know.
Again, it's just she passed the torch. So what else does she need to do in this franchise, in my opinion? So I'm on the side where I hope she never comes back, and that's not a hate on Nev Campbell.
Oh yeah,
Love
for
Nev
sure.
Campbell. And of course, we all know how much Sidney Prescott means to the franchise. It's just I think we finally established characters that we like now with this core four that will be in good hands carrying the franchise forward.
I'll bet you any money right now, like whether or not she returns for Scream 7, I don't know, but I bet you in 10-ish years, 10, 15 years, she's going to get the Halloween 2018 older Sidney Prescott
Oh
treatment.
God, I hope not.
That is coming for sure, I can tell you.
I hope not. I really hope not, man, because even that was a mistake.
What, Halloween 2018?
No, not like Halloween 2018, but just to replicate that, like,
Oh, I
because
don't
we
mean
already replicate Halloween 2018 with the mask, which, by the way, the mask easily my favorite mask in the franchise.
Oh, it was so time to switch up
Perfect.
the mask. Like I'm even hoping 7 has some sort of a different mask because they really needed to switch things up
I
after.
wish we would have saved the chrome mask for 7 versus just wasting it in and Scream 5. But I understand why they did it that way too.
Honestly, it would have been cool to have someone find Billy's mask and have the cracks with the blood all over it for the movie. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, so yeah, we've basically talked about. There's also obviously more to talk about, but let's get into the finale. What did you think of the finale, the reveal, Kirby, Tara,
The whole 9 yard.
Sam, the whole 9 yards?
Man, the whole 9 yard. First off, I really enjoyed the third act. I think it was a lot of fun, batshit crazy, which it needs to be for a Scream finale. Needs to be batshit crazy. But I know we're getting ready to use this term again. Plot armor, man. Really a big factor in this. Freaking like Tara gets stabbed. She gets to freaking walk. She got stabbed in the back and she no sold it. I was kind of
Yeah,
a
I
little
know.
irked about that. Freaking Chad getting murked like crazy. Anybody would have died in that situation.
Chad should have died. He really
Should
should
have
have
died.
died.
Even though, again, I'm glad he didn't because I love the Chad Meeks character. But I would have understand as a movie viewer and a story, understanding the story, why he needed to die. I would have understood that. But again, I'm glad how it still turned out. But I still love the third act. Of course, having the multiple two ghost faces on the screen at the exact same time, stabbing Chad. We've never seen that before in the franchise, and them doing the double knife clean. Dude, that is my favorite shot of all time in the Scream franchise right there. Both of them.
I wish they had gone the extra like yard and had Detective Bailey in a Ghostface costume too, so all three of them were
I
on
think
screen
that
at the
would have
same
been a
time.
little much. So I'm glad they just kept it to 2. And plus, it made us like, it also like made us like kind of like, oh, there's only 2 of them. They're going to do the 2 thing. And then that's when they did the curveball switch. I'm like, ha, there's 3
Yeah.
now, which 3's never been done before, and that's awesome. It makes sense too, 3 on 2 in that particular scenario. But I think the reveals were okay because good old classic revenge. We've seen that before in Scream 2. So it just didn't really add anything new to the reveal other than, hey, there's just only 3 killers that time around. So that's why I give Scream 5 the better reveal. Just because Amber and Richie, dude, they did a complete 180 in that third act of their characters and acting. I thought it was phenomenal, especially Amber. I think it's the most underrated Ghostface killer in the franchise. I think she's absolutely great. But back to Scream 6, I thought the reveals were just, I didn't have a problem with it. And then just the whole third act, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think there's so much happening in that third act, especially once they actually get to the theater, lock it up, and then they start throwing the suspicion on Kirby. Thank God they didn't actually make Kirby a killer. I would have been so mad at that if they did that.
Josh, for your popcorn. Fuck this.
Literally, I was sitting there and I was like, okay, if Kirby's a killer, I fucking hate this movie. And actually, and by the end, actually, and I hate to say this, but because they had they lingered on Stu's TV for a bit early on. They lingered on his robe that was part of the the shrine. When they had Mindy being like, "Oh, if you believe he's dead," at one point towards the end, I was like, "Is Stu the killer?" Like, I actually was starting to think that maybe it was that Stu actually was the killer. And,
yeah, like the signs were there, and plus
yeah.
him wearing Billy's mask or even his own mask, that would have made a lot of sense. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm going to end the debate right now, and I'm going to say in my John Tate voice from Howling H2O, Stu Mockner is dead.
Yeah, I think it would just be dumb to bring him back at this point. Like it
Like
wouldn't
I
make
would would I get mad? No. Love Matthew Lillard. I'm not going to be mad seeing that dude on screen. But from a Scream fan and a storyteller, like I'm sorry, guys, he's dead. Like
Yeah.
Fox TVs, you don't understand how heavy those some bitches are. I pulled my back out when I was a kid trying to lift one of those. He dead. I'm telling you, DEAD. That bitch is really dead.
Yeah, I feel like bringing back Stu would make you'd be venturing into stab territory levels of ridiculous. Like we don't need Stu to come back after all this time. However, I would say if one ghost face was going to return, the one that would make the most sense would be Jill Roberts. She was only shot in the chest once. She could have maybe survived that. She could have been off screen in jail. I think she's the only ghost face out of everyone that's come before that would make sense to return. And that's not me saying I want her to return. Like, I don't think she needs to. But if they were going to bring a ghost face back, I think Jill would be the number one choice.
Okay, so I'm not even gonna say the fucking dark thought that went in my head with whole Jill situation. So I'm going to skip on that particular comment. But here is what I will say: that bitch dead too. She got shot in the heart. If you get shot in the heart, you're fucking
Did
dead.
she? Maybe she just got shot.
Did you not see the blood literally drain like from the heart spot? Like, and plus she pretty much is brain dead at this point. She got shocked with that big bolt of electricity going into her head too.
She did, but she got up after that. So
yeah, but again, that bitch didn't even move at the end too. Like they were easily made it credible where she died. So I'm so sorry, Emma Roberts not coming back either.
I'm not saying she should, but I think
she'll ask for more money too, and we all know how Radio Science is not going to pay you.
Well, it's not up to them, really. It's up to the producers.
Well, I know, but same thing. Like they're not going to pay. Like they know how much they got to pay Emma Roberts to be in the movie now.
I guess it's not like she's like
they'll
a giant
pay Jenna
Ortega,
but
well, yeah, they got to pay Jenna Ortega, but
they easily will. I would because she's the highest commodity in Hollywood.
Yeah, especially after Wednesday, they'd be stupid to if they killed Jenna. I could see them doing this to save money, but if they killed Jenna Ortega off in the opening of 7, I'd be so mad.
I will walk out then.
Yeah, it'd be a massive mistake.
Mm-hmm. But if they killed her in 7, I wouldn't have an issue with that if they just had everything set up the right way.
I think if one of the two sisters should die in 7, I think it should be Sam, not
Dadgummit, we just talked all this good things about Sam, and you still want the bitch to die.
I like Sam, but I think her sacrificing herself for Tara at the very end of 7, or being mortally wounded and saving Tara and then dying after Ghostface is dead. That's if I had to choose between Sam or Tara dying, I would want Sam to die.
Even though they kind of set up where Jenna Ortega was having a little fun with the knife and all that, so they could finally go with my theory. I've been trying to go for years and have Jenna Ortega be the killer.
Well, I think if one of the two of them is going to be the killer, it's going to be Sam.
See, you know what? That could be a great possibility too, which I will not be upset with either. So, okay, so, damn, we were getting the Scream 7 talk. So go
Yeah,
ahead and
we'll
finish off
we'll we'll
Scream
get
6.
we'll get there in a minute.
And damn it, Courtney Reed, I'm telling you, he's dead. Leave it alone. We gave you everything.
Hey,
And what's going on,
Jonathan.
Jonathan?
I will say this, Courtney. The reason that they killed Ethan with the TV at the end of 6 is to show people that Stu was dead. That they literally
Thank
said that.
you.
They literally said that's
Abso-fucking-lutely.
why that happened. And let's not forget Kirby's line. I saw that in a scary movie once. So good. I love that when she said that. And the fact that Kirby gets to kill a ghost face, so deserved. That was like that's
so damn good.
Yeah, that was so great. I saw that in a scary movie once. Love it. Love it so much. Ashen, sorry, but Stu is dead. I agree, he's dead.
Yeah, Courtney Reed. I know. I appreciate you trying, man, but I'm sorry, he's dead.
He's getting on the. He's been listening too much of Mike's videos.
But you know what? Mike is a convincing dude, so that's
He
why
is.
I haven't listened to any of those videos yet.
Yeah, I like Mike's enthusiasm, but I don't think Stu should
Dude,
return.
those guys at Wham are just friggin' incredible, man.
They're so funny.
Even though that's one of the best compliments me and Brad ever gotten was, "Oh, you guys are going to be the next Wham." I'm like, well, first off, that's badass that you
That's a
said
good
that, but at
comment.
the same time, as much as I appreciate that, I want to be the first good real hunting. So that's what we're trying to go for.
100%. Hey, Jonathan, how's it going?
Hello.
Ashton, I wouldn't mind seeing Jill return, but I don't think it needs to happen either. But if they were gonna bring back one of the ghost faces, I think she is at the top of the list for making sense because almost everyone else was like shot in the head. So she was like she was not. I suppose Charlie wasn't shot in the head either, but who cares about
Charlie? Got fucking stabbed in the heart, man.
Yeah.
Even though, quick question: if we brought back Jill, would it make sense to bring back Jill? Just because with this core 4 characters, what does she have anything tied with? And her only beef is with Sydney.
Well, if Sydney and Kirby were in the movie, I think it would make sense. But her coming, if they're gonna do, say if they did the Cult of Ghostface thing in 7, then maybe I could see it. But I'm not even saying she should return. I'm just saying, out of all of the ghost faces, I think she would make the most sense.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you tell me Jill or Stu, I'm going to say it's going to be Jill.
Yeah. Stu ain't dead. Stu's definitely dead, Courtney.
And trust me, that's what a lot of people want, man. And I'm not getting mad at that. It's just, I'm sorry, my opinion.
Radio Science said they didn't do that to prove Stu is dead. They said they did do that to prove Stu is dead.
Mm-hmm.
There's an interview where they're talking about it, and they said they killed Ethan with the TV to show people that yes, this would kill somebody because it did. It killed him.
But you know, Josh, it is the Scream franchise. They do like the freaking fib a little bit, so they could be fibbing.
It's true. I mean, if they bring Stu back, whatever, but I don't think they should.
Yeah. So that's that, man. So
for me, I thought the reveal was fine. I liked it better the third time because I guess it kind of makes sense that it's like Richie's family out for revenge. It's kind of maybe a little ridiculous that all 3 of them are that crazy, but I guess if Dad's crazy, it makes sense that all the kids are crazy too.
Mm-hmm. Especially they acknowledge that Richie actually did all the killings and not Sam. So, like,
yeah,
I'm not sure how they can get too mad when Richie was just being a dumbass. So,
well, I don't know if you heard this or not, but the original motive for Scream 6 was going to be a family of people. Like, it was still going to be a family, but it was going to be people that bought into the rumors about Sam and wanted to kill her because of it. And
see, that's where the cult idea would have been perfect for that particular story.
But then they changed it with Sydney not being in the movie and stuff like that and bringing in Kirby. They changed it so that it was Richie's family.
See, and that could have made more sense too. Sydney coming back to defend Sam's honor because she's been in that boat before. Like, see, that would have made sense.
Yeah, I think so too. Brett Man, he says Brett Man with the thumbs, or not thumbs, the
Go Vols. That's what the oranges mean, is go Vols, because we're Tennessee fans for football.
Okay.
Not the Titans. Fuck the Titans, but the Tennessee Volunteers.
Okay. See, I'm not a sports guy. I don't know any of this
I know
stuff.
you're from Canada.
People in Canada like sports. I'm just not a sports guy.
But hey, it's all good though. But man, I am jealous of Canada for one reason, man. Y'all produce some of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
See, even wrestling, I kind of know. I know
Hey
nothing about
man,
it.
Bret the Hitman Hart, Owen Hart, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. I was going to say, I'm not going to say that name. I don't want to say his name. But anyways, we're talking about Scream 6. So what did you, again, finish up the finale there?
I was just gonna say, like, what did you think of the kills for the new ghost faces, the 3 ghost faces?
I thought they were great because of the fact that like they showed the brutality of Ghostface and the whole no give no fucks attitude about that, which I thought the kills for the most part were great, and how they kill off the Ghostface in this movie. I thought those were really great as well. I loved it, especially God, dude.
When
Great
Ethan
job for
gets
the
the knife in the
practical
mouth.
team. Oh, dude, practical effect wise, phenomenal. The practical effect of Quinn getting hit by the brick
Yeah,
and
that
the
was
teeth
so good.
falling out,
Yeah,
that was beautifully done too, man. So like, I just enjoyed all of it.
I love Sam's line. Looks like you're down another brother.
Oh, dude, I was like, oh shit. Oh, and she did the fucking Billy crazy eyes and went,
Yeah.
oh, dude, it's fucking great, man. It really is.
Yeah, and I love when she shoots Quinn, and Quinn falls, and Detective Bailey's right there, like,
I can't believe you did that, man.
I will say though, I saw this on Twitter, and I 100% agree with this. It's a little ridiculous that like the police department would like he got his name changed from Kirsch to whatever his name is now.
Mm-hmm.
You think the police department would know this, that he had a name change, and then him requesting to be transferred to NYC and then put on this case with this Carpenter sisters? That kind of doesn't really make a lot of sense if you think about it too much. Like,
yeah, but in a way, they probably knew all that. But like again, he's such a professional that they wouldn't even think they bat an eye on that. Plus, it's just the most common phrase in a lot of these scary movies. It's just a movie.
yeah, no, I
They
know.
have to set something up to make it some kind of sense. Like it's not perfect, but
You're right, Mega Cat. Canada does have beer and bud. This isn't beer,
my
but
gosh. Oh yeah, dude, happy birthday to King Harder. Damn right.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Kane Hodder. That's Jason. But to wrap up Scream 6, what did we think of the one of the last scenes where Sam is holding Billy's mask and there's that music playing and she's staring at it? That definitely could set something up for 7.
Dude, that's the thing I'm most mad about this movie. They didn't do anything to set up Scream 7.
Maybe they did though, and we just don't realize it yet.
Well,
actually, I think they did, but I'll get into that. I think there is a little bit of setup for Scream 7, but I'll get into
good luck
that
trying to convince me because I felt like they did nothing, but they had something brilliant with Sam holding that mask, and they should have let her kept it. So
I think
create
so.
that doubt in your head, like, oh, is she going to the dark side, or is she, or like what's she going to do with the mask? What's going to happen next? Stay tuned in 2 years.
I can't wait to tell you my theory.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to it. But no, I was mad that they dropped the mask, and even though I love how they play that Demi Lovato song at the end, I think I've been listening to that song nonstop. I think it's great for the tone of the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I was just a little disappointed again with no setup, but I'm looking forward to you teach me the ways.
Okay, so now got Scream 6 out of the way. Let's do some Scream 7 talk.
Before that, your overall thoughts on the movie and your rating.
Okay, honestly, this movie I need to watch. What I need to do is watch them all in like the span of like a day or two, so I can really see how I feel about them in regards to each other. Because right now, my ranking would probably be 1, 2. It's either 1, 2, 4, 6, 3, 5, or it's 1, 2, 6, 4, 3, 5.
Okay.
And like 1 and 2 are like tied for me, and then 6 and 4 are like super close. Because in my opinion, 4's story is a little more cohesive, like a little tighter than the story in 6. And 4 has the best reveal. I'll like Jill's reveal is the best one in the whole franchise. I won't hear anything different. Like obviously, if you think there's one better, that's fine. But like I think Jill's is easily the best reveal in the entire.
Well, that was a
franchise.
great one because of the fact we think again talk about passing of the torch, and they swerved us on the torch, and so I thought that was a great reveal.
It was the only reveal that like shocked me. Like I remember sitting in the theaters, my fucking jaw hit the floor. Like I was stunned when it was revealed to be Jill. With all that setup of them saying that she was the new Sydney and she's going to carry on the franchise, blah blah blah. I couldn't believe it when she was.
And it was freaking Emma Roberts, who was big at the time too.
Yeah, like she's just so well done. But 4 and 6 are really close to me. But the thing about like they have things like the other movies don't. Like 4 has a little bit of a tighter story, better reveal. And the third act is really, I find, is really good. 6 just has so much, like it has the bodega and the fucking the apartment scene with the ladder, and then the scene with the chase scene with Gale, and then the fucking
the train scene, and then you have that shit crazy third act like that.
There's just so much. There's so much, but like my ranking could easily be 1, 2, 6, 4, 3, 5, and 3 and 5 are like really close for me. They're almost like the same. So it's like they're interchangeable.
How dare you put 5 last?
It's 5 with the killing off of Dewey and just it being kind of slow at times. I find like the rewatchability of 5 kind of is, I don't know. Although I will say I liked Amber.
Say hello to my little friend.
Bring it.
Yeah, you know what? I won't kill you with this side of Sharni Vision.
Oh my god.
Yeah, freaking you're next. I'll do it on the freaking Wolfmask side.
You can try.
Well, good thing you're up there and I'm down here. So no, I'm freaking messing with you. Trust me, we saw a worse list earlier, but
yeah, Brett and I were, I won't say where we saw it or who posted it, but there was a ranking we saw earlier, or at least we both saw it, but I was the one who pointed it out to Brett. And they had like some of the TV series seasons above the movies. I was like, are you high? Like what?
I'll be honest with you. I love seasons 1 and 2, and I do have seasons 1 and 2 above, I would say, at least 2 of the Scream movies, in my opinion, because I was really digging with what they were doing. But I do not count the TV shows with my ranking of Scream, because again, they're totally different entities. The best way I could describe it.
I count them just because they're part of like the franchise. But if I was gonna add the TV seasons in, I would say 3, season 2, then season, because I used to like season 2 more than 1. But when I rewatched them this month, I actually like season 1 has a pretty tight story and some really good kills. So I think I like season 1 a little more than 2, and then the movies as I ranked them before. But we needed another season with the original cast back to finish that storyline.
Oh my god! Or just have them freaking cameo in the Scream franchise. We owe them that much. The way we just took away their show like that was a disgrace.
Emma or Brooke should have been in like a quick cameo in 6.
Like Subway Train. Like, it'd be perfect.
Brooke, if anyone doesn't remember, at the end of season 2, she was moving to New York City. Like, she could have easily been there. She's a little older. She would have been like the same age as like Sam and stuff like that. Like,
I got it. The freaking frat party. That would have been perfect.
Yeah, the frat party, or even just she's on the train. Like, just something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she's
I think
like
frat party would have been better because they were coming out of high school, moving to New York.
But the thing is, this is like 7 years after she would have left Lakewood.
Yeah, but they could have rearranged those the timeline and all that very easily.
Well, the thing is, though, in season 1, they say 2015.
Thank God, Josh, I knew you fucking party pooper.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm glad you correct me on this because it's been a long time since I've seen the show. So you know what? After this, I might actually just start rewatching it.
It's good. Even season 3, like it's kind of hokey, but I actually do still like it. Oh, I'm at the point when Chad gets killed in the movie here on my screen, or killed, not killed, but like,
Damn, we've been gone for that long. Dang gum.
yeah,
We're pretty much just talking for the length of the movie. That's
I
awesome.
know. Okay, but what I want to do now is I want to tell you what my theory.
I gotta do my ranking real quick.
Oh, sorry.
Or not
Yes,
my
yes,
ranking, but my rating of the Scream 6. Scream
I
6, absolutely love it. And like a while ago, I had actually Scream 6 a golden reel of 5 out of 5, but the hype has gone down a little bit. And some of the course of the plot armor issues and all that. I give it a 4.75 out of 5.
still really
Definitely
good.
my second favorite in the franchise.
Second favorite. Wow.
I'm telling you, I thought it had no business to do that, but man, I've never been more shocked, excited, happy. It gave me twice as much as I was expecting going into the movie. I was expecting a 4 out of 5, but man, it gave me so much more than that. And when a movie can do that, yeah, you're going to get a freaking boost in the rating, man.
Ashton says his ranking is 1, 5, 6, 3, 4, 2. Question, Ashton, are you this? I don't mean this to be offensive or anything, but are you younger? I'm just curious. Like, how old are you? I find a lot of the younger fans really put 5 and 6 like at the top because it's like their first, like 5 is like their first Scream movie they've seen, kind of thing. But...
Okay, I'm defending my boy Ashton on this one because my number 3 is
okay.
my number 3 is Scream 5.
Okay.
That's my number 3, and I'm part of the OG, like 1 through 4 and all that, but I understand what they're doing with 5 through 6 with the newer generation of the audience. So I can understand what they're doing pertaining to that audience while also still satisfying us with our audience. So I've been a sucker for this new trilogy storyline. And I think Radio Silence has been doing a phenomenal job so far. So I will defend my boy Ashton on that. I have it as 1, 6, 5, 2, 4, 3.
Up here he says, where did I see it? I just have it on the screen. Where'd it go?
Well, thinking.
1 second here. Oh, when he was giving his ranking, he said, "Yeah, I know, cancels for having 2 and last." That's
not really. Well, because I can understand it because, dude, that movie has such a slow pace in the middle act of it that really not much goes on in the middle act of the movie, with the exception of Randy. But other than that, it's just was really so. But the third act was phenomenal.
I don't know. I like all of Scream 2, so I disagree. But
okay, and again, that's fine. It's just like, hey, we are allowed to have an opinion on
oh
that.
yeah,
Just,
for sure.
I can easily see where Ashton why a lot of people put Scream 2 last.
See, I've been seeing Scream 5 last in a lot of Twitter rankings.
I think that I'll be honest with you. I think that's unfair. I bet
I think it's fair.
I bet it was Josh in your multiple accounts because of Dewey.
No, I think it's fair because 5 it repeats a lot of things we've already seen and does like even a lot of lines and things that they say in the movie are just things we've heard and seen in other Scream movies. Like it's like very unoriginal. Whereas 6 had the opportunity to kind of like do its own thing. That's why I like 6 so much.
But
it's
6
like,
still copied the shit out of Scream 2, though, if you really think about it.
It definitely did, but Scream 5 literally lifted everything from Scream 1 to 4.
Yeah, it's kind of like same ice cream store, but different flavor.
I guess.
Okay, higher analogy giving, so fuck me. All right, see you guys. Love y'all. Peace. Bert's going to take over.
Bert and Ernie.
I'm just kidding.
But talking about some shrooms in the comments, I guess. Oh, I love psychedelics. Had some shrooms. Like we're talking about Lucy.
I do not understand any of this fucking language right now.
I do, but it might be a little much for you two.
Oh, I know, but
yeah, I can see why I don't like 5. But see that I'm not saying I don't like 5 because I do actually really like 5. I just, especially on my most recent rewatch. It feels really repetitive and kind of slow at times, but I still do really like it. I just find the characters and everything are better, and like the core four anyway, and the stuff going on is better in 6.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, here's my theory for Scream 7. In Scream 5, the movie opens with Jenna Ortega being attacked by Amber, I guess. And when she's talking to Ghostface, Ghostface is talking about how they talked to her mother at group, and she's talking about how she loved horror movies and Stab, and they were saying we end up finding out later on in the movie that she told Amber about Sam being the daughter of Billy, and then in 6, they briefly mention the mother again, saying, "Oh, she hates or she doesn't like Sam because she told Tara about Billy, and then Tara cut off the mother because she cut off Sam." But it's very brief, and it kind of almost tries to make you forget about the mother.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about it, the mother, even though we don't see her, was around during Scream 1. She would have been either in the same class as Sydney or like one before. She was in love with Billy. So if you connect everything, the mother would have known Sydney, would have known Billy, would have been mad at Sydney for basically stealing Billy away from her, and then killing Billy, who was the love of her life, apparently, or she was in love with him anyway. And then you jump forward to Scream 5. Her mother talked to Amber and maybe even Richie. She told them that Sam was Billy's daughter. She might have even gave them that push to go after Sam because she's the one. She might blame Sam for ruining the family by saying that shit in front of Sam's father, which caused him to leave. She has a love for Stab. I think it would make sense if they're like, and if Scream 7 is going to mirror Scream 3, like 5 mirrors 1 and 2 and 6 mirrors 2, it would make sense if the killer in 7 had a connection back to 5, but not only 5, but also 1 because of Sydney and Billy and all that. And the mother fits all of that. Mm-hmm. She's connected to Sydney. She's connected to Billy. She's connected to Amber and Richie. Like
she even connected to Stu.
She's connected to Stu. Like she might have known Stu as well. Like she connects to everything. Everything's there. Her love of Stab, her connection to the killers. She doesn't like Sam anymore. Like it's all there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude. And I will say that's my. I wouldn't say it's exactly to what you stated, but that was definitely the first thought I had that Sam's mom is going to be the killer in Scream 7. It's just I think that's everybody's popular opinion on that, but I appreciate you explaining your process on that because it's definitely different from what I've been hearing. But you're absolutely right. She does have ties to Scream 1 that can bring Sidney Prescott back for the finale. It makes all the sense in the world. But I'll even go one step further than that. I think there's a potential that the dad can be involved too, because that kind of news ruined his life, and he was mad at Sam for dropping such a bombshell. So maybe he would want revenge.
Yeah, it's very possible.
So we could have our first ever husband and wife killing duo.
It's possible. Maybe. Well, it depends on if they reconcile things, I guess. But
they have the common goal that Sam fucking ruined shit. Like,
it's true. And one more thing about before, where Sydney killed Billy, who was Sam's mother's love of her life or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it make perfect sense if the opening kill of Scream 7 was Mark, Sydney's love of her life?
Oh man, that would be such a heartbreaker to bring freaking Mark Kincaid back for a cameo like that just to get killed off like that. That would be great, but at the same time, like, man, I want more because I would say one of the few things I liked about Scream 3 is Mark Kincaid.
Oh yeah, he's a great character for sure. But I just think that's the best way to bring Sydney back into the story and have it actually make sense is to kill off her husband. She can take her kids away somewhere else so that they're safe, and then she's back for revenge with Sam and Tara trying to figure out who
Yep.
this new Ghostface is. Like that's the
Yep.
best.
It
I
could be
think
Ghostface going into Sidney Prescott's house to try to kill Sidney, but instead of Sidney not being there and out with the kids, it's
she
Mark
kills
Kincaid.
Mark.
So they did the next best thing and kill off Kincaid. So,
Yeah,
dude, that's actually fucking brilliant.
I just think it fits so perfectly that if they don't, if their mother is not the killer, I'll almost be disappointed because it makes the most sense.
And see, and that's what I'm worried about too, that they didn't do anything to set up for Scream 7. Which, yeah, go ahead. What were your idea about how you think Scream 6 actually did set up for 7?
Well,
Or was it
it was the line about the mother, how they mentioned her just enough so that she was mentioned, but they also try to like make
make
you
you
think,
forget
oh,
about it?
she's gone. Like it's just too weird that we're two Scream movies into this set of movies
hmm
and we haven't even seen the mother once at all. Like she didn't bother coming home in Scream 5 when her daughter was attacked.
Well, she was on her way.
How long does it take to get a plane flight home?
Well, she was in another country and all that, and so they like there could be like travel issues, dude. There's freaking airports, man. Travel issues a lot. So like I don't blame that at all. And
I'm
plus
not blaming. I just think
this
it's.
movie happened within like just only a couple of days.
Oh, I know, but in the span of 2 days, you should be able to get home. Like she should have, bare minimum, have made it home that night, the second night for
Well,
the
what if the
excuse.
tickets got booked, like, and you couldn't get a freaking flight out, and what if the weather is bad? Like,
It's possible.
yeah, there are a lot of factors into it, but I kind of understand what you're saying too as well. But man, I definitely think the mom is going to play a factor into it, but I feel like that's just too easy. And I think with Scream 7 being the last movie of this particular trilogy, I think this is their. Here's what I mainly want. This is their opportunity. We played this safe with the first two movies. Let's go
Well,
batshit crazy. I know with Dewey and all that, but I agree with that. And I'll be honest with you, from the trailer, that was predictable. But the Scream 7, let's don't be predictable. Let's take risks. Let's take chances. Let's freaking go for a grand slam instead of a freaking just an RBI. If any baseball people in the chat, like let's just fucking take gambles, man. Like let's fucking just lay all the chips out, go all in Scream 7.
yeah, I think Scream 7 really needs to like. I think Set 6 really upped its game really well and did enough different that it warrants the existence as obviously one of the best Scream movies. But 7 needs to take it even further. And I don't know about you, Brett, but what I would like to see for 7 is maybe they're all going on a trip to Paris or something like that, and it's taking place mostly in Paris. And then I would like Act 3, the finale, to go back to Woodsboro and end it there. But what I do not want is all of 7 set in Woodsboro. I do not want that at all.
Well, do you remember the little custom poster somebody made just because of the news that they potentially heard, like very heavy rumor that it was going to be like in a cabin in the snow, like
Oh,
so it's going to be
that
set during
was.
Christmas time, where like they're going like on a trip all together, like even a family trip, where even the mom could be possibly involved, and then like Ghostface is stalking them from the outside, kind of like creating a house invasion movie.
I think that was just a fan made poster, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was going based off rumors too and all that too. And
I,
I'll be honest with you, I think that's a nice idea. We haven't really had a house invasion like that before.
I think if the 7th movie was set during the winter with snow, that would be fucking cool. Like I think that would
Dude,
be
it'd be
really
so
cool.
freaking cool. Again, I'm totally down for that. But
Yeah,
again, we can't do it in Woodsboro, folks, because it's California. You ain't gonna have snow in California. Um,
yeah.
But like, so like that's why I think the whole like take a trip, get away from the bullshit, isolate yourself. If it one amongst your own is Ghostface, like, are you freaking kidding me? Like that'd be freaking cool.
Well, the thing about 7 too is it's either going to have to take place during summer break because they're still in university in New York, or it's going to have a time skip to after they finished university, like Scream 3.
Or because it was Halloween season for Scream 6, and they're about to go on winter break.
Oh, you think it's going to be like immediately after, like
It
2 months, like a
could
month,
if they
like a
choose
month
to go
after?
that way, but
Can you
again, it's just
imagine?
it's a heavy rumor. But I think with the final movie of a sequel, I know you say you don't want it to do it, but all things lead to one town, and that's Woodsboro. So I feel like they
Oh
are going
well,
back to Woodsboro.
I'm totally cool with the finale, like Act 3 being in Woodsboro. Like I think that would make a lot of sense to finish things in Woodsboro. I just don't want the whole movie to be in Woodsboro. I think that would
I
be
think it.
boring.
I think I'm sorry, but I think it is, and yeah, it's a little disappointing. I feel like what you could do is half of the movie be around Sidney Prescott's town, then the other half of the movie taking place and finishing everything off in Woodsboro.
Well, what if I saw this was an idea people had for 6 back before it came out. But what if we had multiple ghost faces attacking different groups of people in 2 different places throughout the movie? So you had whoever in Woodsboro getting attacked by a ghost face, and then you have like someone like maybe half the core 4 is back in Woodsboro, like Sam and Tara being attacked, and in New York, Mindy and Chad are being attacked by Ghostface, and then wherever Sydney lives, her and Mark are being attacked by another Ghostface. Like I think that'd be cool, having like multiple locations and
Mm-hmm.
multiple Ghostface, and have it actually be a cult this time of Ghostfaces.
Dude, I'm telling you, that would be great, and I feel like that would have been the time to do it because again, spreading the internet rumors and all that that would create psychopaths,
Yeah,
especially if they were fans or that heavy into the story. Like, gosh almighty, that freaking Netflix series about the freaking cat, like the cat murders and all that, and how
yeah.
the internet freaking dude. So I could easily see that, but I think I want to point out with your theory real quick that you said about how Sam's mother lets Richie and Amber know. I don't think that she let them know because they did establish in Scream 5 with the quoting that it's a small town and that Sam's mom was a drunk, aka why
Yeah,
she was in that group for alcohol recovery, assuming or drug or whatever kind of recovery it is. And
yeah.
she, when she gets drunk or high or anything like that, she spews out all that information. So word travels fast.
Well, that's what Amber said, but I mean, it could also have been Amber. I mean, like, why would Amber be in group with her? I guess, but
Well, and plus Amber could have heard it from her parents too, like talking it over too. Like, oh hey, did you hear what Sam's or what the mother's Mrs. Carpenter said about blah blah blah?
it's definitely possible. Yeah,
Yeah, so I want to say, I just want to say that she straight out told them, even though if they did it for a finale and she does explain it like that, I wouldn't be mad at it because you'd be like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Like,
well, I just think it lines up good with Scream 3, where Roman was kind of in a way responsible for Billy and Stu and starting all that.
yeah,
But
that's the
then,
issue I have with Scream 3 is we just took everything that Billy and Stu did in one, and then we have Roman say, "Oh, I did that, by the way. It was all me." That kind
I
of hurts
mean,
the credibility of your 2 most popular Ghostface killers of all time.
I don't think it does because he's responsible for them killing Maureen. He pushed them to kill Maureen. But then a year later, it was them who decided to keep going and go after Sydney with the ghost. Like, they're totally responsible for using the Ghostface mask and all that. Like, none of that had to do with Roman. Like, the Ghostface killings of the first movie was all Billy and Stu. It's just that Maureen's murder specifically was prompted by Roman.
Yeah, but again, it's pretty much Cindy's mother's the most important character in this franchise if we're really being honest, because she started all of this. In a way. So that's why I feel like when Roman kind of like, hey, I'm the mastermind, versus like being like, oh, I was her brother and I got shouted out. So I got angry and I decided to go after your friends to try to bring you out of hiding and all that. That would to me make more sense. I feel like he didn't need to be a part of Billy and Stu and all that.
I didn't mind it, but I can see how other people don't necessarily love that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and didn't see if you saw him real quick, but the Hatchet Boys, what's going on, my friend? Good supporters of ours as well.
Hatchet Boys. Hey, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, let me just check out the comments here.
No,
There's a
you're
few.
a-okay. And you even got a
Um,
new subscriber too from Megacat.
oh, thank you, Mega Cat. That's
Just
amazing.
subbed,
Thank you for subscribing.
just subbed anybody with good beer and bud. I'm down with.
I've always got those.
Oh yeah, Josh is your boy for that.
Let's see here. A lot of people say 5. Pumpkin King. Kill Mark. I would totally be fine with them killing Mark, honestly.
Yeah, man, why am I fucking blanking on that dude's name right now?
Patrick Dempsey?
Yeah, Patrick Dempsey. I like just to bring back Patrick Dempsey just to kill him off like that. I think he wouldn't want to do that.
It depends on how pricey he is, honestly.
Yeah, but like then you're going to bring up the argument. Oh, you're going to pay Dempsey to come back for one little singing, but you're not going to pay Nev Campbell. Okay.
Well, it also depends on how much Nev is asking.
Yeah, but
I think they should pay her
on
whatever.
the numbers, they don't need her. To be honest with you, they've already proven they can make plenty of money without her.
Oh no, they don't need her, but I think she
could easily make them like a good couple of like 20 more million or something like that.
Yeah, like Nev being it's just like Six didn't need her in the movie, but I honestly think had she been there, it would have been. I don't know if even better is the thing, but the thing is, if Sydney was in Six, then I don't know if Kirby would have been, and I was really happy with Kirby's return.
Mm-hmm.
Just subs, good beer and bud I'm down with. Thank you so much, man. I've my vape actually just died, so I'm charging it. But
no,
we have a tonic and one here called Buckfast, full of caffeine. It's like speed in the bottle. Damn, caffeine in it too.
Holy shit! That sounds like Red Balls, cocaine in the can, baby.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. It blows you away. Let's see here. Oh, they're also just chilling with a few beers and
yeah, the Hatchet Boys always have a beer on them. Yeah, I just finished mine, so.
So Brett, if you could kill off, I think I know who you're gonna say, but if you could kill off one character for Scream 7, who would it be? Who would you kill and who would you want to survive? One each.
Damn. Okay, who do you think I want to be killed off?
You're gonna fucking say Gale.
Damn right I'm going to say Gale, but even though I don't think Gale's been confirmed, that's the thing. We don't even know if they're wanting to bring back Courtney Cox in the movie.
No, that's true. Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't want her to come back either because I'm telling you, I don't like as much as I appreciate what they've done for the franchise. I just feel like what they've done, it's just they're the past. Move on to the future, and the future is bright, man. Especially with the core 4 characters and what they want to do with them. But to answer your question, yeah, definitely Gale. But since we're not fully confirmed that Gale's back, I only could go with the core 4. And Ashton, I'm sorry, but I think we should go with Mindy because she has not done. Yeah, it's just she has not done the most like to improve herself or to like stand herself out from the pack. But the one I want to kept alive, I wanted to say Chad, but I'm just going to play it safe and go with Tara. Just because because I love the Tara character too.
Well, the thing is, like, even if like, say Sam dies, or like, say everyone in the movie dies except for Tara. I could easily see Tara returning and leading her own, like just leading straight up her own Scream film without any of the other characters. Like I could see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah, you know what? It would make sense, though. She's the star power. She'll put asses in seats. Like
after Courtney Cox and like obviously Neve Campbell, but like Jenna Ortega is the next biggest name in this franchise.
Oh yeah, and I bet you if you put them together right now. Jenna Ortega is going to be more of the reason they put butts in seats, and she's making more money than Courtney Cox and Neve Campbell are right now currently.
Do you think she was paid more than Courtney for 6?
Oh, no, definitely not. But come on now. Who do you think is going to be like the reason for all that freaking money?
Yeah, just having Jenna Ortega in 7
Jenna
or
Ortega
beyond is
can
enough.
pretty much just be, or they're at the point now where Radio Silence is like, Jenna, here's a blank check. Write a number. We got you. That's what it is.
I'm sure she'll definitely be getting a pay increase for 7. That's for sure.
Big time. You like she's getting a pay increase every single time with all of her roles now. Like, do you blame her? Like, I'm telling you, man. Like,
she deserves it. She deserves it.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, she is a once in a generation, like 100%. Talent. Like, she's just so fucking good.
She's gonna be in so many. Like I don't even know.
She's
Like I can't
only
even.
21, 22. Like, that's the scary part. She's so, like, she hasn't even
Yeah,
hit her fucking prime yet.
I know.
Like, same thing like with looks and everything, even though she's gorgeous now. But like, even her look and appearance and acting skills, she has not hit her prime. I'll tell you, eventually in her 30s, she'll hit Oscar status.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
She's just waiting on that one role. But what I love about her the most, she is a horror fan at heart. And that's why she's
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
these particular movies, because she loves the horror genre. And anybody who loves the horror genre, I'm going to love them right back.
definitely. Now, Brett, if you could have her in another franchise like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare, what franchise would you want her to be in next?
Oh, fuck. Okay, fuck. That great fucking question, by the way. That is an amazing question. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just really
No, no,
thinking
take
right
it.
now. So
No,
if
take
you
your
want
time.
to address the chat while I think,
Yeah,
because
for
this is
sure.
a really tough question.
Pumpkin King says they confirmed Gail survived. Yeah, we know she survived. We're just saying we don't know that she's confirmed for 7. Like we don't know if she'll be returning for 7. I assume she will be, but it's hard to say. There's so many people that could return for 7. Rocky Martin says kill the twins. Honestly, killing both twins off in 7, it wouldn't. I would be okay with that.
And
But
twins.
twins.
I love.
Scary Movie 3 is so underrated.
Oh my god, dude! It's a lot better than the people give it credit for.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3 are really good. I think even 4 is decent. 5 is.
No, we don't talk about 5. It has an anniversary this month. We don't talk about it.
What is it? 10 years old.
10. Yep, 10 years old.
You know what? What they need to do is do another sequel to that with Brenda and Cindy returning. That they need to do that. Like
I don't want another scary movie until the brothers come, like the brothers who did 1 and 2 come back.
Yeah, if they came back, I'd be fine with
Because
that.
they know how to freaking do spoof horror movies like perfectly.
I wasn't a fan of the Haunted House and Haunted House 2, honestly.
Dude, I almost find that better than the first one. Just
Really?
because they make fun of that old school horror like that.
I didn't mind them, but it didn't blow me away. Like Scary Movie 1, especially, like that's almost a good substitute for a Scream movie. Like, especially the reveal at the end of
Dude,
Doofy.
I feel like that almost killed the Scream franchise at a certain point.
Really?
Well, because of how they treat Ghostface and everything, that's how they remember him as.
I guess.
But they wouldn't let me touch her. Yeah, sometimes you have to give him candy. Wait, what?
What was that in that one?
That was in Scream, or that was in Scary Movie 2, where the girl got possessed, and she's like, "You piece of shit!
You're not right.
Shut up!" Okay, I got your answer, Fo. I'm ready for that.
Just 1 second. The Hatchet Boy says, "I hope they all get slaughtered."
Oh God.
And Ashton says, "If Mindy dies, I'm looking for you, Brett."
You don't know where I am.
All right. So what is your answer?
Okay, I have a tie between 2. With the first one, I'm going to go with the Chucky franchise, Child's Play.
Okay.
I think that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But then the main one, and this one could be like, Brad, what the hell you're smoking? You're probably smoking some good bud, but I promise you I don't. I say reboot the Jeepers Creepers franchise and let fucking Jenna Ortega take the reins and build a story around her and the Creeper.
That would be kind of cool, actually. I would be down for that.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I would say it's a toss-up between 2 for me. I think it would be super awesome to see her in a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
That's a good one.
To see her go up against Freddy Krueger, even if it's not Robert, it's a new Freddy, I think that she would sell that so well with her acting. Like, just it would be phenomenal. Also, whenever Halloween returns, I could see her. I can just picture her in my head running from Michael Myers and being chased and attacked by it doesn't even have a big stretch. Like, I would love to see her face off against Michael Myers in a Halloween movie.
See, I tried to put that image in my head, but it's just to me for some reason it just doesn't mesh with me that way.
Okay.
But no, that's awesome, Fo, that you won it. And if it happened, I wouldn't be arguing about it. But it's just like, oh, cool. But it's just to me, when I was imaging what would be the coolest like for a horror icon,
Yeah.
for some reason, Child's Play for me, I could just easily
I could see
see.
it. That'd be cool too. For me, if I had to pick one of the two, it'd be Nightmare on Elm Street. I think. Like I would
Man.
really like. She would do so good in the dream sequences, and like waking up
Oh.
screaming, and like I would
Oh,
love to
dude.
see her in that.
Okay, you're selling me on that. You're selling me on that one. But again, it only works if you bring the man behind mood and atmosphere behind the camera, and that's Mike Flanagan.
I guess. I mean,
Flanagan, Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a match made in heaven, ready to happen.
yeah, I think he would definitely be good if he
And
wasn't.
you let A24 be the property of it.
Oh yeah,
So Mike
definitely.
Flanagan can do whatever the hell he wants to do without studio meddling. It would
Yeah,
be possibly the best horror movie of all time in the making.
it's kind of insane that it's been what 13 years since we had a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. 14
Way too
years for
long.
Friday the 13th. Like it's
And here we
disgusting.
are, Halloween getting all this freaking attention. Now we got Scream getting all this attention. Now we're about to get Friday the 13th getting all this attention. Here's Nightmare on
Yeah.
Elm Street going like, we're good. We're just gonna relax here. Like, no, you get off your lazy ass and you go make a fucking movie right now. And while you're at it, could you please make us a damn box set? Because we've been waiting for fucking ever for a box set.
Well, I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but I remember saw it on Twitter the other day. Apparently, Robert Englund said he would return for one more movie. Like recently said that.
Mm-hmm.
If that's true, act on that right now. Like you gotta
Better
have him transfer his powers, like in like almost like do like a kind of like a Candyman 2021 kind of thing where someone else is slowly like getting Freddy's powers or something over the course of the movie, and but still have Robert in the movie, and then by the end, this new character is Freddy, like it's no longer themselves anymore, and it's just Freddy in a new body. I think that'd be the best way to go about it.
Thank God, Josh. You just described how Wing ends with Corey.
No, because Corey
that's exactly
isn't
how you described it. That's all I thought about immediately was Corey Cunningham turning into Michael Myers, which that pisses me off. He's not turning into Michael Myers. He's turning into the Shape. And that's what John Carpenter wanted to do with this whole entire Halloween franchise. Not Michael Myers. It's this whole idea that anybody can be the Shape. And they tell each story of how the Shape possesses that individual. And that's why Corey Cunningham, if they would have done the anthology route, the Corey Cunningham story would have been the best story in the Halloween franchise.
Maybe.
Sorry, I had to go on a tangent right there because I feel this, man. That you had a simple thing with the Halloween franchise, and then they're like, "Oh, that guy in the white mask is all about Michael." Like, no, it's not about Michael. It's about this idea called the Shape, and it could be anything.
Okay, that's one way to look at it.
Sorry, like,
no problem at all. It's awesome having different theories about stuff like that.
But oh, hey, Matt Fauci. Sorry, he's a Halloween fan, so like I just went off on.
Yeah, hey man, how's it going? Good to see you in the chat. Did you like Scream 6? Doofy, Hatchet Boys. Doofy, Gale swallows.
What the hell's that smell? A big poopy.
Smell my ass.
Man.
It's so funny. But I gotta say, Doofy's reveal as Ghostface at the end of that movie is one of the best reveals of Ghostface.
Was it good, man? And of course, I like to say, here's some ice for your hand. No! Oh, go get some ice for your head.
Well, I just mean like the very end when they realize it's him and he's like limping up the sidewalk, but then his walk changes to normal and he peels the mustache off.
Dude, yeah. Totally threw me off guard.
Yeah, I really like that reveal, Ghostface reveal. I think it's better than some of the actual Ghostface reveals.
Mm-hmm.
We need a big studio to reboot. I agree with that. Like, what they're doing with Jeepers Creepers right now is just like I don't even like it's so bad. They took a good franchise and just threw it off a cliff. Like I don't know what they were.
Wait,
thinking.
which studio did that?
I don't even know who made Jeepers Creepers Reborn. I'm just saying that they took the franchise and threw it off a cliff.
Oh, dude, definitely. But dude, I think A24 would fit great with Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, A24 would work with anything. Honestly, they're really great.
I would say, except for Halloween. I will think Halloween does not work with A24, but with Friday the 13th, because they're already doing a show with it, I think that is a match made in heaven. But again, the ultimate match made in heaven is not Meryl on Elm Street and A24. Because
That
do
would
you
be
know what
good.
they can do with those dream sequences?
A lot of cool shit, I'm sure.
So many good shit.
The trouble with Nightmare is they just need to find. See, I know with Jack Earl Haley or whatever his name was, they were kind of trying to go for like their own original kind of Freddy with his own original look. I think what they need to do is just find somebody who honestly looks, maybe not looks like Robert Englund, but put him in Robert's makeup and just use a similar voice to Robert. Boom, there you go. Like it's not that complicated, I don't think.
Vecna.
Like
The guy who
exactly,
plays Vecna.
like Vecna is a perfect example of Freddy. Like they just do something like what they did with Vecna, but for Freddy, use Robert's makeup, use
Yeah, bring
a
that
voice similar
guy.
to Robert. And yeah,
He's
use
got
the
the
guy
body
from
build
Stranger
and
Things.
everything.
Like it would be perfect. They just like they don't need to make Freddy different. Just make him the same. Like that's what people want. Is Robert Englund's Freddy? Have someone that looks and sounds like him. Boom, there you go. You're all good.
Yeah, but that guy is built exactly like how Freddy Krueger is. So that's I think his last name's Bowers or something like that. But he is he would be the perfect person to do Freddy Krueger.
I would be down for that because Vecna is basically Freddy. Like
Pretty
he's
much. So
yeah.
so why not? So
That's why I loved season 4 of Stranger Things so much, and it's actually my favorite season is because of
it's
Vecna.
mine too.
Like it's just, and I'm dying to rewatch it, but I'm waiting until we get closer to season 5.
Same.
But it's just so good. Vecna is like one of the best new horror villains in a long time.
Oh, definitely.
They should hire Dave McRae to be Freddy. From what I've seen of him being Freddy in Dylan's New Nightmare, he does seem to do a really good job. So I'd be fine with that too.
We'll see a full trailer on Tuesday, I believe, the 11th. So I'm looking forward to seeing Dave in the full Freddy makeup.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Dude, good for Dave, though. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I'm see what I'm most excited for. Like I'm super excited for Dylan's New Nightmare, but I'm fucking mega excited for It's Me Billy too.
Oh, dude, that starts his campaign on May the 1st. So me and Brad are planning on being heavy donors for that one.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited for that because that the first one is one of the best fan films ever. Like it is so
it's my number
good.
one. Like, and I know me and Braden talk about it, and he's like, "Dude, I don't blame you for that." Like, I said, "Dude, no disrespect. I love Braden. Tim is excellent freaking director, fan film director as well. He does a great job with all of his projects.
Yeah.
But man, I'm just telling you, man, just in terms of movie quality, Dave just has the mind for it. He cares about it. You can tell the passion's there for it. And just it was shot like a damn multi-dollar fucking $1 million movie.
It
And
looks
off
just
of like
like
a $200 or $300 or $300,000 budget. Like, dude, like
they killed it.
Dude, they pretty much just stand out from everything that anybody else has ever made.
Give Dave McRae the Jeepers Creepers franchise and see what he can do with it. Because if he
a lot better from what the hell is they're doing with it now.
Yeah, if they can do that,
or give like It's Me, like the studios give Dave McRae and his team all that freaking like millions of dollars of money and go make It's Me Billy and make it an actual fucking movie.
Yep.
Damn
right. I believe in Dave McRae.
Me too, man. He's got the mind for it, dude. It's amazing.
Yeah, Hatchet Boys. I'm looking forward to It's Me Billy Chapter 2 and Mark Jones. It's Me Billy was outstanding. It's even though it's like only what is it like 40 minutes, something like that?
45, 50 minutes.
It's better than a lot of just like full length horror movies that I've seen in the last couple of years. Like they really did a good job with it.
It's truly incredible, dude.
It kicks the shit out of Black Christmas 2019. Like this
and 2006.
Yeah, like it's honestly I like the 2006 one a lot, but
I like the female cast.
I liked it all. I liked that it was just a different, like a crazy vibe from the original one. Because you can't. They couldn't have just done a straight up remake of the original because
So you like Yellow?
I like the 2006 remake. I do.
Oh
I
man,
didn't I didn't like it when it first
sorry,
came
Yellow
out.
Billy. I just could not get behind that at all.
Yeah, I was fine with it. I like that
But you
Agnes
know
was
what?
in it
Sin
as well.
City had a yellow dude, so who am I to judge?
Yeah, no, I do like the. I didn't like it when it came out, but I like it now. But the 2019 one was fucking garbage.
Oh, dude, it shouldn't even been made. Like, it would have
No,
been an okay movie if it was just made by itself without having Black Christmas attached to it. But you knew that's exactly what they were
even
doing.
even then, it's still a shitty movie, really. But
Yeah.
somebody on Twitter at one point was like, "You don't like it because you have a penis," and I was like, "No, I don't like it because it's a terrible movie."
Yeah, like come on, man. Like it has nothing to do with penises and vaginas.
No,
It's just bad writing. They obviously took one of the greatest jump scares in horror movie history, and they just legit copied it. Like
yeah,
camera shot and everything. So like that movie was an embarrassment.
yeah. The literal only part of that movie or that I liked was the opening. Like that's it. After that, it just went.
Yeah. Plus, it says most people too at the same time don't like when agendas are getting shoved down our damn throats. Yeah, I know there's movies out there where they do agendas, but like they do a better job not like forcing it down as much. Like it's there, but it's sitting there. While this director is like, open your damn mouth.
It's just it was a really sloppy way to get a message across. Like it
Oh,
just
bad. It's
yeah,
like angst more than anything. Like, cause like, dude, director, just be happy. Like,
yeah.
just.
They I don't know what they were thinking honestly, but
Mm-hmm.
Dave knows exactly how to build suspense, mood, and atmosphere. 100%. He did an excellent job with his movie. Like I'm actually excited for it to be Christmas time again, so I can watch it.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I need to give me a Blu-ray, which I know one of his
Me
perks
too.
is his one of his. You're gonna like this, Sam. One of his perks he revealed you can get It's Me Billy Chapter 2 on Blu-ray with a combo pack of the first It's Me Billy on Blu-ray, so you
That's
get to
I'm
have
getting
your
that for
opportunity.
sure. I'm getting
I
that
plan
for
on getting that
sure.
for myself, and then me and Brad are gonna even invest more on a higher perk too. But we're just waiting for the perks to be released.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting that because I was so bummed out that I missed
Same.
that, and also I really wanted a Blu-ray for Scream Legacy, and I fucking missed out on that too.
Dude, I fucking like this is not harp or anything because I'm sure Zach is a really busy dude. Like he had a post one time saying, "Hey, I got some extras if you want any," and I messaged the dude, nothing, and I was so
Mm,
heartbroken because I really wanted a Blu-ray for that one because I thought
I
that
did
was the
too.
best Scream fan film I've ever seen.
It was really well done. I really like Scream Legacy for
Was
what
it
it was.
perfect? No,
No,
but
no,
was
of
it the
course not.
best out of all the other Scream fan films I've watched? Like by a country mile, so much better.
Yeah, I think they did a solid job with it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got Hatchet Boy saying he agrees, Brett man.
Thanks, man. Or boys.
Boys. All right, I gotta wrap this up because I have to go meet somebody soon. But any
Okay.
final thoughts on Scream 6, Brett?
On Scream 6.
Or 7?
Okay. Well, I'll kind of tie all this real together real quick. But Scream 6, loved they executed the New York setting perfectly. I thought they gave us double of everything. Absolutely love Scream 6. I'm gonna play that on like a lot. I've already pre-ordered my freaking 4K Blu-ray of it. That costs like $40 for some reason. But you know what?
Whoa.
It's worth it though. I love that movie so freaking much for that reason. And Scream 7, the future is so bright. Super excited to see how they close the chapter of this sequel trilogy. And
Me
Radio
too.
Silence, I'm a big believer in them.
Well, now, I just thought of this off the top of my head as we were talking, but the one thing that I do wish that Scream 6 would have done with the New York setting was a scene in Times Square. I know Jason Part 8
That's why
already
they
did
did
that.
it.
I assumed that, but I think a scene in Times Square um, with them, like, I suppose they kind of did it with the subway scene where you're seeing people dressed up because a lot of people wear costumes in Times Square.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been cool to see someone running through Times Square and like Ghostface chasing them through like crowds of people and no one
Oh,
helping
yeah.
them.
Dude, it would
But
have been great, but like me and Brad kind of had the same opinion on that would pretty much been at a time be too forced. Well, I felt like the whole like New York atmosphere and the setting just naturally flowed without forcing anything. And
Yeah,
once you include like the Statue of Liberty or the Twin Tower or like the Shrine of the Two Towers and
yeah.
like you said Times Square, that would have been like thrown in our face like, hey, we're in New York. I'm like, no, I don't want that. I just want to focus on this story in New York, and that's what I
Well,
got, and I could not been more happy with that.
well, also they filmed in Montreal, so that's probably also why.
I know, dadgummit. Can we ever film a movie in New York?
It's so expensive. It would have
Oh,
been
dude,
so
it is. So smart
yeah,
on them.
yeah. I'm glad they have establishing shots and stuff like that from New York, but it would have like at least doubled the budget for the movie had they
Oh,
actually
dude,
filmed it.
in Atlanta, it's a never cheap. I wouldn't say as cheap, but it's a pretty price.
Cheap,
It's a good, reasonable price to film
yeah,
too.
cheaper anyway.
Hmm.
But Canada is really like a lot of people will film movies and TV shows here because it's quite cheap.
Well, that's what Dave did. I think It's Me, Billy got shot in Canada, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah. So,
That's where Black Christmas was originally filmed in Toronto.
hmm yeah.
Oh,
So
thanks,
he
thanks,
he did
guys.
that for the fit like the filming budget and all that too. So he was smart for
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah, because had they filmed in New York, like their current box office would be good, but considering how much money they would have had to spend to actually get the
Would have
movie
lost
filmed
it
there,
all.
they would have lost a lot. But where they filmed in Canada, all of this extra money they're making at the box office is just shooting the chances up of more Scream movies because they're making so much fucking money.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you know it? I actually passed the domestic total for Scream 2 today.
Yeah, that's what I saw recently. I thought that
Yeah.
actually happened a couple of days ago. But yeah, dude. So again, Scream 6, major success. And it's just also great too, that just Mr. Ghostface here being finally treated seriously, like again. Like, so good for him coming back. He came back at the perfect time.
Oh yeah, 100%. And Mark Jones, thank you so much. If you subbed, if that was me you subbed to, I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
dude, you got like 3 new subs today. So yeah, and I know a lot of the real hunter people showed up today, and thank you so much for that. Josh
Yeah,
has
thanks
been
so
a
much.
great buddy of mine, and he deserves all the support in the world.
Yeah, I really appreciate well, can't even speak. I really appreciate all of you guys showing up to talk to us in the chat because it's so much more fun chatting with a bunch of people about the movies we love. Like, just
Hmm.
obviously, Brett and I could chat about it all day together, but having you guys to bounce ideas off of and stuff like that, it just makes it so much more fun.
Make it 4. We got Ashton now, so
Oh, thank you so much, Ashton. Oh, Kevin's back in the chat. Like, thanks, Ashton. Hopefully, I didn't dog on you too much. I was just joking a little bit here and
no,
there, of
dude,
course.
Ashton is such a respectable dude, man. Like we have different opinions on a lot of things, but he's absolutely been respectable about it each and every single time. We need more people like Ashton.
Oh, 100%. It was great having him in the chat. He was contributing a lot.
Hmm.
Got Kevin back with a pumpkin and a knife. I'll be seeing you soon. Brett, I'll be waiting for you outside.
Okay, here we
Cash me outside. How about that? A lot of
Yeah,
westerns
what
were
I
filmed in
said.
Alberta. Hatchet Boy says a lot of westerns were filmed in Alberta. The Last of Us, the TV series, was actually filmed in Alberta as well.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I had one job this weekend was to watch it, and I have yet to start. Well, no. I've seen the first 3 episodes. I just gotta finish it.
It's so good.
I know.
Have you
I
have
just
you
want to
played the
keep
games,
hearing.
Brett?
Hmm.
Have you played the game?
Nope. I
Oh,
have
okay.
not played any of the games, so that's why I'm trying to not avoid it, like avoid the game, so I could just watch it
Yeah,
on my own.
that's fair. I find like having
I
played the
heard it
game
was
and
absolutely near perfection with how it follows the game.
it's probably the best video game adaptation of all time. I would
That's
say
why I always.
it's
That's what I've been hearing a
yeah,
lot. So
it's very, 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 very well done. Like very well done.
hell yeah.
Ashen, LOL. So what about what have you got coming up on the channel, Brett?
Oh man, what we got coming up on the channel? We're gonna drop a premiere video on Tuesday for one of our Slash It Out episodes for Scream 5 versus Scream 6.
Ooh, that'll be good.
So that'll be a premiere video on Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. And then
Which movie are you representing?
oh no. Actually, we don't do that anymore. We kind of
Oh,
switched
okay.
it up. We actually talk about both movies and we let our viewers decide who wins the
Oh,
particular
yes.
matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, so screw
They
what me and
vote. They
Brad.
vote, right?
Yeah, they'll vote on it in
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
our community tab. That's where they can vote on it. So we decided to talk about both movies. About like both movies, defend both sides of it, go like the whole 9 yards on that.
Yeah.
So that's Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. We're not sure yet. Thursday or Friday. We don't know which day yet, but we're going to do Friday the 13th Part 3D as we continue our Watch Party series for Friday the 13th. And we're going to have our good buddy Chris Galway, who's the third member of our Goodwill Hunting team. He'll be on for it because he loves that movie. So we're going to be watching that. And then next Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern time, we're going to do my birthday stream. My birthday ain't until April the 18th, but April the 15th, we're going to do my birthday stream for it. And
Awesome.
so we're going to have guests on and, yeah, we're going to have guests on. We're just going to answer questions from the chat, drink a couple of beers and all that, just have a relaxful time. And then not tomorrow, but the next Sunday, we're going to do a Patreon, like our patrons vote on a watch party for me and Brad to do. And if it's horror
Okay.
related, we make an actual live stream. And shocker, it's a horror movie. And we're going to be doing Evil Dead 2013
Hell
to get
yeah.
ready for Evil Dead Rise Week.
Just a public service announcement. Evil Dead 2013 is a sequel. I always have to say that.
I call it a remake sequel, if that's a terminology to it. But yeah, I call it a sequel, but it easily has remake vibes all over it.
It's kind of like a requel in a way, in the same way
In a way,
because it's still
before they actually knew what a requel was or what it wanted it to be. And Halloween 2018 officially created the term requel.
Did it start with Halloween 2018?
No, it technically started with Scream 5. Like they said the word requel, but we all know that the idea of a requel, like technically, really the requel started with Star Wars: The Force Awakens more than anything. But we didn't know what it was.
Technically, it started with Halloween H2O.
Oh my god! Just take that movie and just flush it.
I love H2O.
I know, and Braden does too, and I appreciate him creating a proper sequel, or actually a proper trilogy at this point of Halloween H2O. So I love that he loves it. And he's had the balls to freaking make a fan film because that is a difficult task to do. But Braden knocked it out of the park, so I'm looking forward to The Last Nightmare. Again, I'll be a heavy investor in that movie as well.
Ashton says, Brett, go watch Ends as your punishment after the stream.
Damn, we already did that for free. Me and Brad did, and that was painful to watch.
Hatchet Boys, not Ends. Oh God, not Ends. Anything but Ends.
Oh, dude, let's not go me on a tangent again.
They'd rather watch H5.
H5's fun.
I like H5. I think the killing off of Rachel is like near unforgivable, but
that's the only worst part. That's the worst thing they ever did for it. But other than that, yeah.
Well, okay, guys, it was amazing having you all in the chat. Amazing having Brett on as usual. He's like one of the best guests ever. I could talk to him for like hours and hours and hours about this stuff.
And we legit did that one time. We almost talked for 4 hours. We legit talked for 4 hours, man.
It was over 4 hours. It was. But you'll be seeing me again soon. I'm going to try to actually keep this like a weekly stream so I can come on and chat with you guys about whatever relevant horror topic is going on at the time, because I love talking with you guys so much, and it's nice to actually like jump back into things and be doing it again. And I'll actually be joining Brett, I'm pretty sure, for Friday 13th, Part 6 in May.
Yep. Some point in May. We don't know if a particular week yet, but we'll obviously give you a week in advance notice and all that.
Yeah, for sure.
But we definitely want you in chat for Part 6.
Absolutely. Well, you know I'm the biggest Part 6 supporter out there. So.
Oh, I know. Like we got the top 2.
Yeah, and Chad loves Part 6, and it's the best. So.
Well, we'll find out. I have to suffer through it while 3 of the top fans of Friday the 13th Part 6 get to gush over it while I'm over here like.
You're gonna find a new appreciation for it, Brett.
Well, that's going to be your all's job, man. So good luck with it.
Oh, we'll hammer it home. It's the best.
So,
But thank you guys so much for joining us. Really appreciate it, and we will see you all in the next one.
see you guys.
Night, guys.